Hey, I'm your host, Wes.
And I'm your host, Scott.
Come on in and grab a seat.
Because you're hanging with us at the barbershop.
Happens all the time. People watch that stuff, especially if it's funny.
Or do you just like to be a voyeur? Like just to turn on something else, like a webcam, and just watch people walk by and...
Well, I probably wouldn't watch it for like a long time, but you'd be like, something's got to happen.
Right?
So you got to watch it for a few minutes.
I'll be honest. Every time I drive on the 401 past those buildings at near the Yorkdale, and they're so tall, I just always put a little glance up. Because it's like, what if you saw something? And you're just like, oh my God.
Every time
Like
I'm on the highway, we see stuff on the highway though.
Yeah.
I don't look at buildings. Generally, I'm on the 401. I'm looking at the road, but you can't help but see things in other vehicles.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like shading.
I saw
Hair.
fellatio.
Fellatio.
That's a good story.
done.
That's what I,
Fellatio
That is.
hornblower.
that is a great story. She and him had endurance. But anyway, hi everybody.
Segue.
This is another episode of Hanging at the Barbershop. And
What? How did we get here?
yeah. And Kim and Michelle have joined us again. So hello ladies.
Hello, boys. Hello.
Hello.
But crazy things that you see on the highway, right? I think we've even talked about this before, but
Pretty sure we have.
yeah, but totally this guy and this girl, and there was guys on motorcycles and they kept standing up on the pegs.
Oh, to look in.
Yeah. And right before cell phones were really commonplace. So
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
I just have the memories of close my eyes and think about it hard. I can almost remember.
I can't almost.
This might have been a blue car.
You guys just had a major road trip to simulate on the interstate.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No, it was pretty low key.
Everyone seemed to be doing well. I don't think I felt like no big trucks, no loose loads.
Sure. Weather was cooperative.
Yeah, I mean, one guy honked at me because I did a 3-point turn, getting in line. But I clearly was the next person to get in line, and I'm in this huge full-size diesel truck.
I was going to say line to get fuel.
To get our rapid test swab because it was drive-through.
Oh, really?
So GPS takes you down this road, tells you to turn left, and there's already a line coming out of that road.
Yeah.
So then obviously you need to be at the end of that line.
Is this the back of the line?
Yeah. So I go to where maybe 10 feet past the end of the line so I can do my 3-point turn to join it.
Yep.
And the guy behind me is like, bah, and I'm like,
We're all going to the same place.
yeah,
now.
fuck you.
We're all going to get through.
And sadly, so then the
Sure.
line goes from 1 to it splits to 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, as long as I'm ahead of him, and he got one car ahead of us.
Yeah.
So I was kind of sad.
Okay, that's fine. There's an extra friend here right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's right in there.
She's not supposed to be down here.
Maybe if I'd stop, she'd stop.
Probably.
Yeah, there it was. Okay, there she is.
I don't want you. Go.
Oh, right on my foot. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I want to pretend to be a good pet owner, but I don't love my dog.
Some days I feel exactly the same.
I don't love
way.
that dog.
Oh,
really?
she loves you.
I like her better than the other one.
She's like that girl in high school.
You say now.
Well,
you say.
no,
What does
but
that
I mean, not that I had anyone banging the door down, but right, there's always that one girl that you're interested in, and you put all your best moves, and she's just not interested.
Oh, you
And then
that
she,
girl.
yeah, right, bitches and sluts. You know the difference, right?
No,
I'm
you
glad
need to
that you.
explain
I'm
this.
glad that you followed that because I was about to say it's the one sitting beside me because I got her now. We are clearly not thinking the same
Wow.
thing.
Well, right?
That one girl in high school, right?
Sluts sleep
Yeah,
with
she's
everyone, and bitches sleep with everyone
But you, yeah,
But-
yeah,
Yeah, lots of bitches.
The bitches.
But yeah. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I just didn't have the whole package. I don't know. But see, Aren't you glad she's here visiting now?
Oh.
She's got her own brand.
She does, and I mean, right? She eats the same food as the other dog,
Oh.
and yet she metabolizes it just completely different. Maybe she's a little shorter. Maybe it takes a little less to.
That's not even like you can't even put the fruit joke on that.
It's terrible.
Oh,
Cover that up.
Yeah, crawls into bed with me every night
So
because
it's been,
somebody lets her in the room.
it's been It's been a couple of
What's
weeks
your
since we've last sat down and had a chitty chatty.
This is good for us. This is gonna come out. This is gonna seem like we're almost back on like schedule.
like a real schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess as long as I keep you on it, we're good,
that's helpful.
right?
It's
Yes,
helpful.
right?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely.
Well, I mean, other than if I'm not bothering you, you've obviously got a full plate of other things on the go.
I feel like
I
I feel like I'm spinning plates.
no,
Yes.
it does not look like that online.
When you're in the planning phase, though,
Right.
I'm actually I'm in the develop. Well, I've got one going out on Sunday, but I've actually done show prep for that and the follow up to that, which is supposed to include a special guest. But the special guest and I keep missing each other by email, and that may not happen. So it's really disappointing.
It'll happen.
I mean,
think
push
you're
it.
stressing
You either
over it.
push it forward because I mean, this is what I say. All this prep, you just save it and you can come back to
That
it.
is true.
So I mean, it's not like there's nothing to necessarily other than the conversation that you and he will have. All of that can be inserted after the fact.
Yes, then we talked about that as well. Just doing that as like a post insert, like a B-roll insert.
Yeah.
If I can get it in the moment, I would prefer, but I don't mind doing it as a composite. We've definitely done that before. Oh, the life of a content creator.
We have fancy new signatures too. I
Oh,
saw.
wait! I was just gonna bring that up.
Yeah. So you were playing around and you
I
created
was.
Sawcast production.
Signature blocks.
Yeah. And I'm a content creator.
I didn't know what else to call it.
I think that's it.
I think Andy's got the biggest.
He
title
does
of all.
because he's
content creator,
editor, graphic design.
Yeah, it's true.
I sure don't do those other things.
I could put a whole lot more extra fancy titles in there too, but I don't know if it.
What do we get, Kim? Special guest.
Probably.
Well, the ladies. I mean, do you need an email signature block? I'd happily make you one.
I was gonna
No.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we do.
Queen of my dreams.
There you go.
see now. I don't say anything, and I look terrible. You're like, oh,
Come on, fast talker. This is your chance.
right? Yeah.
Tell your wife.
I'll love you no matter what you look like.
Yeah. Somebody said she was stressing out about something. I'm like, oh, don't worry about what you look like. I'll love you forever.
And that's sweet.
And I was like, not saying that you look bad.
But yeah, don't look great.
Oh, you do.
You know what? And I've said this before, and maybe no one else has heard it, but thank goodness we got chubby together. Our chubby parts still fit together.
The main thing. So I think you should tell poor Kim and Wes about going through, trying to get into the States on our little road trip.
Trying to get in.
Trying to get in.
So
Trouble getting in?
cross at Erie.
Yeah.
That's a good place to go.
I enjoy it.
Cross at Fort Erie, drive through Buffalo.
Buffalo. So get there, right? Roll down the window. I'm like, so there's multiple families in the car. I said, how would you like to do this? He's like, just give me all your passports.
Yeah, going in. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems simple.
Yeah. And he's like,
I haven't crossed the border by land since we've needed a passport, so this is all new to me.
Yes, you have. We went to Branson.
Did we need passports for that?
yes.
Yes.
Well, I don't remember. I was in the back seat, maybe that's why I
Because
don't
your
remember.
wife took care of it.
Did you get it all? Okay.
So he kind of organizes, looks at them, a little bit of idle chit chat, and asks why we're going, where we're going, and I'm
Why
like,
you going?
yeah.
When are you coming back?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many days do you think you're going? And being like, we're going to come back Sunday. I'm going to go watch my nephew play lacrosse. Weisenheimer, North Carolina. Weisenheimer is official. Weisenheimer?
Is it M?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Weisenheimer.
Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Not Anyway,
Rickenbach.
and it's like the university, the post office, and a barbershop.
Police station.
It's on the university campus.
Is it campus
All on
police?
the
It's
university
no,
campus.
it's
Legit police
it's
force.
Meisenheimer Police, but because Meisenheimer is the university, it's on the university.
And sitting behind the desk is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and
He
and
did not look like
with his deputy Johnny Knoxville.
so that's fine. Kind of ask those questions. Do you have any fruit? Do you have any meat? Do you how much?
important any life?
Yeah.
How much money,
How much
do you
money
have
do
on
you
you?
have? And so it becomes kind of awkward because George is like, I've got $40, and I'm like,
They only want to know if you have 10,000 or more.
yeah, and I'm
But
like,
you kept asking her, and you little lady, how much do you have?
Oh,
yeah. So he goes through the passports and
$40.
hollers out Michelle's name, and she's like, here, and right pulls down her mask, and he looks at her, and then he's like, and my mother-in-law Nancy, because she's such a cool ass bitch, has an AKA because her real name is Anne, but she goes by Nancy.
right.
Which is completely legal.
100%.
But very difficult going across
Is Nancy
international.
on the birth certificate anywhere?
No.
Really?
Nowhere on
Her grandmother
legal-
decided one day that she was Nancy.
She was not.
Oh,
she just
okay.
renamed her.
Oh, wow. Is it on her driver's license or anything like that?
She doesn't drive.
Has she ever driven?
No.
Oh, really? Well, it is totally legal to use a pseudonym
An
as
alias.
long as it's not for
So the
fraudulent
only
purposes.
so she's got one of those BYID cards
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
yeah.
need photo ID and she didn't have any, so it's on there. Yeah, pain in the
Yeah.
Right.
But so it's funny, it's cool. So Greg pulls her mask down, calls out Trina's name,
Right.
which is fine. Then I think he did me at the end.
No, did you?
Then he did me,
Mhm.
and then he comes to George's, and he looks, and by process of elimination, she's the only one in the car, and he's like, and you
Mhm.
Because he couldn't figure out
didn't
how to
want
say
to pronounce her
Georgia.
name.
Oh, because of the spelling.
Yes.
Right.
It's pretty obvious.
I'm going to profile a little bit
Am
here.
I missing something? Like,
He was a very, very nice African American
Was he?
man.
I would
Oh,
not.
sure.
I would maybe
Mocha.
Sure.
And I'm like, you can't pronounce Georgia. But some of the other names that are coming through here, you
well, I
can
mean,
say.
that could be anywhere though too.
Is there an AA Ron here? AA Ron.
So yeah, so then he torments Georgia for a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, and then so she pulls down her mask, and we woke her up to go across the border. And he's like, doesn't look like you want to be here.
Oh.
Did you get forced into this vacation? And she just
Like you stole her?
yeah, so she just
That
kind of
is
smiled,
funny.
and I'm like, yeah, because this is the other joke. Is Michelle sends me a text and be like, can you get like these days off and we'll go to North Carolina? I'm like, I'm in. Nice romantic getaway with my wife. And then it turns into like,
Oh.
I'd go to North Carolina. I want to buy a prom dress. So now it's my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
And then Nancy's like, well, I'm retired. I'll go with you. So now it's my wife, my daughter, and my mother-in-law. And then
All
Trina's
right.
like, well, shit, it's my kid you're going to go
That's
watch.
my kid.
I'll come with you too. So now it's like my wife, my daughter, my mother-in-law, and my sister-in-law, and myself.
Super romantic.
It's super, super romantic. And so then the guy's like, what's the relation? So then I break it down just like that. I'm like, my wife, my daughter, my mother-in-law, and my sister-in-law. And the three guys in the booth all go,
Oh.
and I'm like, right? He's like, you better get going. And I'm like, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But this look up, you poor bastard.
Right.
on all
I'm
their
like,
eyes. But that's not funny. We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Scotty and his girls on a road trip. We are a lot of fun.
Do you find that your words per minute drop off significantly?
I don't know. I don't know if I really
Michelle, do you find that his words per minute dropped off?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
talking to like other people.
I just mean talking in general.
I mean, there's definitely moments of silence in the car,
Sure, there is.
which I'm happy with.
I wouldn't want to talk the whole time, like
No.
every minute.
We're not a very chatty family, so like we're all quite happy
Really?
just to sit and
Relax. And
Everybody's on their devices, kind of tooling around.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sure.
Apparently, it's gone up. It's now
$12.
$12 a day
Oh, is it?
to roam with Rogers
Oh.
as of March
Wow.
1st. It went up.
I don't even know what ours is. The last time you're the only one who's really used it. You've used it in Cuba. Or
yeah,
or
to talk to the
Dominican.
kids.
What was it when we went?
I think it was like $10 a day or something like that.
$10. Okay.
Which I mean, right? That you use your phone like you use your phone, and why would you not?
Yeah. It was just to get a hold of Emily and
What you-
Samantha.
That's right.
Always. Yeah. So I mean, that was. Other than that, and as we were talking earlier, we got kicked out of a liquor store because we brought our underage daughter into the liquor store, and apparently that's a no-no. So, right? I didn't think they would be that to the point.
Like that.
Because she's in the store with you.
Yes.
They weren't selling to any
Any
of
of
you.
us asked us all to leave.
Yeah. That's, I don't know. I don't know the rules, but that seems crazy.
Like, you know, and then you're in another country, so I mean, any sense of like, well, this is wrong, kind of goes out the window
Yeah.
because
Their rules, and I mean,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're the sole proprietor of liquor in the state of North Carolina. So, yeah, I mean, they're not today. I mean, I had a customer today, and they're like, "Can you do this?" And I'm like, "No, it's not worth me losing the contract to help you with one, like, right?
Yeah.
No matter how minuscule your needs are, that is it strictly against the rules. So I get it, right? So then we stopped in Niagara Falls before we crossed 3rd Street Liquor. Nice establishment.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it sounds like a classic spot.
You know what?
You know, if COVID hadn't killed
Sure.
the Buffalo side
Yeah.
of Niagara, it used to be all bars along the one side, which
Yeah,
are all
yeah.
empty.
Wow.
And there were lights all up. It was actually beautiful, but all the stores were empty.
I'm curious of what it's going to be. Now we're planning a trip to go down there in June, so I'm very curious. Now with things from the lift and
To
now-
Niagara.
Yeah.
when we
Yeah,
get to
Niagara.
Niagara. I mean, we've been in the big Ferris wheel and we've been looking at the New York side.
We do
and,
all the
like,
touristy stuff.
I go across.
That's what I say. Like
Yeah.
It's actually
we've never
it's
gone
pretty
over.
cool.
We've never gone over.
And what's the 3rd Street is near the casino on their side, which is
Yeah, so-
Seneca.
Yeah. the
Seneca.
Seneca.
So right, he's just down the road from them, near the nice hotels.
Yeah.
But I had to actually buzz to get in.
Oh right.
Yeah.
From that side.
Yeah. And he looks down through the window. He's like, "Cash?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "Okay." And he let Georgia and Michelle
credit card.
opted to stay. He might have not. I don't know if it's debit because somebody else came along and they were like, "Oh, it's like debit." And he's like, "No, we're closed," and shooed them away, which made me nervous because now I'm locked in this.
You're locked in with him.
Yeah, but and I'm like, probably has a loaded shotgun under the counter. I thought about that after I was in there.
Yeah, but you're legitimately there to buy.
I
something.
100. And you could. Right. I'm there with my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. Like, right, we don't look like gangsters. Have my hoodie down.
Yeah, so say, put the hood up.
Oh,
Put the hood up.
but-
Yeah, because I think he turned away about 3 people while you guys were in there. And then another couple came in and they parked in front of us
Mhm.
and he let them in.
And the Escalade.
So if you were driving a nice vehicle, he let you in.
Oh, wow.
She was beautiful. Her nails were done. Her hair, her extensions were
was
done. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
She was
Right.
a ebony queen.
Oh,
Like-
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say trophy.
Because of
or
course
something.
I'm sitting in the car and she got out of the car and I went, wow.
Mm-hmm.
One, my first thought was, how much time did that take? Because I could never put that much effort into my appearance.
Yeah.
I'm lucky if I get brushed in my beard. In the morning.
Right.
But yeah, no, she was gorgeous.
Oh.
And when they came back out after getting their stuff, he helped her back into the vehicle.
Oh, very sweet.
Yeah, like opened the door and helped her into the Escalade and made sure that, I'm like, wow, that's kind of nice. I didn't check out her shoes. Maybe she couldn't get over the snowbank. I don't know.
But yeah. And then coming back over, easy peasy. didn't even use all the stuff that I had for them. Because currently, shout out to Jamie Schmale's office, called them up and be like, I'm very confused. What do I need to return to Canada? She laid it all out. And
really?
yeah.
That's good.
Because I'm like, who's gonna know? I'm like, my member of parliament will know.
Oh my god! I told you this. Did I tell you the story? We come back from Mexico about having to about the take-home test.
Some of it.
What did they tell you at Jamie's office? What did you need to do?
Okay, so proof of double vaccination.
Sure.
You needed to take a rapid test.
Oh, you're lucky to get the rapid test.
Yes,
Okay.
rapid test to come back and the ArriveCan app.
Right. So you put all your stuff into ArriveCan and answer all the questions.
Yeah, which ArriveCan, it's funny, right? You can put your vaccination photo in,
Yep.
but you can't. Your testing doesn't go into it.
No, and it's funny because ArriveCan, as soon as you upload it, the guys at the border, as soon as they scan your passport, they see it.
He didn't even look like
That's
right.
right, they don't
And
even look.
you get a QR code for it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, do you need?
Nope.
Didn't even
because
ask.
they've already seen it.
Yeah, because you've already scanned your passport into it.
When we came back from Mexico, we still hadn't had a PCR test. And then we got the random. We were the randomly.
So you got
selected.
another
Yeah.
rapid test.
Here's a no.
PCR
another
test.
PCR
Another
test.
PCR.
2 PCR tests in 3 days.
Right.
Here, take this thing home. Do it within 24 hours.
You see, and this is right as much as I said, I'm cheap
Sure.
because the rapid test. I mean, right, still expensive. We paid $62, $64 a piece
Which is $83.50 Canadian a piece.
Yeah.
Mhm.
to come home, but it wasn't $150 or $200.
It was $110 US for us to get a PCR test in Mexico.
Right.
And, but this is the thing: we got home, and the guy, the technician at the airport, here, take this, go home, do it within 24 hours. They give you literature from the federal government that says if you're selected, you have to isolate and you can't leave until you get a negative test result, which is fine. We go home, we do the tests, send them off. 2 days later, I get a follow-up email from the federal government that says, are you reporting your symptoms daily? Did you know that you're required by law to report your symptoms 2 days or every day?
Was it still report then? I got an email
Yes.
too, and it kind of read, are you monitoring your symptoms? And you're supposed to monitor them because I don't have to stay at home
14 days.
14 days and be keeping track of who you've been with.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
got all that.
But you were supposed to be reporting.
We
them
were,
to somebody.
I get an email because I did the ArriveCan, so everything
Yeah.
came through my contact information saying that we were actually required to, up until you get a negative test result back, you are required to report by telephone your symptoms every day.
Like they want you call.
2 days after we've already been home.
They don't want to hear from you. So did you call the number?
I did.
And did you get somebody right away?
No, it's all digital.
Right. Oh,
It's all
there you go.
digital. So I mean, it was
Do
really.
you have symptoms? One for no.
Yeah, it was
Exactly,
basically
that's
it was,
how it
yeah, a
was.
bunch of like, for this press 1, for this press 2.
You just missed that part of the conversation, or the
Well, it was no.
I don't
there
think
was,
that part
there
was
was no
already said.
conversation, and it wasn't in the literature that we got at the airport.
right.
So, but what was really reinforced on the automated system and in the literature was like, and if you fail to do any of these things, enforcement action can be taken. It can include terms of up to so long in prison. And I'm like, if it's that important, why didn't you tell me at the border when I
Right.
came home?
And this was the other thing. This is, I didn't want to take a week's vacation or 3 days vacation and then come home and have to quarantine or
Right.
have the risk of quarantining.
No.
And I felt pretty safe this time. We weren't going to get a random test coming across. And of course, here it is, March 18th. We are back on Sunday. And as of April 1st, you don't require any testing.
It's all
nothing.
been lifted.
Yeah.
Zero.
Done.
Nothing.
So, kind of makes me giggle, but that's okay.
Hence, when we get to Niagara in June,
We can go
maybe
across.
do a cross-border hop.
Well, when we came from Erie, because Erie's was shut down.
Yeah.
They were having computer problems, so everybody got shuffled to Niagara.
Right.
So we came across, our Waze app took us across Grand Island.
Very scenic.
Very
Okay.
scenic. Bridges are a little sketchy, but and expensive.
What, to get
$7
over?
on and $7
Oh,
off.
Just to get to the island.
And it's the only way to get there it's the unless you go around.
Right.
So
But yeah, lots of tolls. They're doing a lot of tolls now in the States by phone.
Really?
Or,
By telephone.
well, basically, is that not what it said? It said something to that extent, was it not? And they just mail you your feet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
the
So,
first time you're in there, you call this star number, put your license plate in, and then they all your information, and they
Right,
just mail
okay.
you your toll.
Let's talk about fees.
Okay.
Fees. You guys have been to Mexico.
Yeah.
mhm.
Did you pay the tourist tax?
Yes.
How did you pay it?
Cash.
You paid cash at the
Yes.
airport?
Yes.
So we got some really weird advice from our travel agent. It was like, okay, you're going to Mexico. You've never been to Mexico. You're going to Mexico. We've already paid one weird tax, which the environmental thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, we paid
Yeah.
an
Hey,
environmental
that's the
thing
resort.
to the resort because they're part of some eco thing where
Right.
they support the environment. But there's a regional tourist tax that varies by region. And when you go to the briefing from your travel company
At the resort.
at the resort, they tell you you're going to pay this tax, and he tells you this is the website you're going to pay it to. Pay it online. So a bunch of people haul out their phones because this resort has free Wi-Fi.
It was like
all over the
$11
place.
a person.
People start dialing up,
Reasonable.
looking
Yeah.
for this website, and people start getting these different websites that are all pay this tourist tax. And he's like, no, not that one. No, not that one. Don't pay those websites because they could be. I'm like, what?
Fraudulent.
What is the deal with this? So,
What's wrong with paying cash?
well, here's the thing. They don't ask you. They may not ask you at the airport. And
Well, then you get it for free.
our agent from the agency
Right.
in Canada said, if they ask you at the airport, did you pay it? Tell them, yes,
Yes.
you paid it at the resort. So we're like,
Whether you
this
did
was-
or not.
Right.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what?
It seemed
I'd
kind
rather-
of fishy.
I would rather ask for forgiveness in this case. So I'm like, we just didn't pay. And if they ask us in the airport, it's like,
Well,
oh, you gotta
we
pay.
were going to, and then we met another couple.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was on the phone because she tried one of these websites
Oh,
and
yeah.
it came up as fraud, and her credit card now in Mexico was like cut off.
Right.
Yeah, it
and
was all locked
she's
up.
trying to call back home to go, I'm on vacation, I need my credit
Yeah,
card.
I
And
didn't use this.
so that kind of freaked us out.
Because
too.
every scammer did a address just one letter asterisk
Sure,
Probably.
different. So when you searched it,
Yeah.
it's coming up.
So we did not remit the tourist tax online. Nobody asked us at the airport. Right on.
I remember, like, right? Was it not like it was more money than $11 when we went? It was like, I think we set aside
I think-
100 pesos.
I think it was something in the realm of. I think they told us it was something like $25, kind of similar to what we paid in Cuba, like $25 per person or something.
No, it was $11
Is
per
that what it was,
person.
11?
Yes.
I don't remember. I'll take your word for it.
I feel
Thank
like I remember it more.
That's not
You
fair.
not like
Thank
we
you.
had to leave those pesos in the wallet the whole time. I'm like, don't spend those
We did that in Cuba.
Yeah.
because that's the
Yeah.
that's
I
the
wonder-
going home money.
I wonder if that was Cuba when we had the whole family.
Maybe.
Separate your tourist tax from everything else.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, because when we took all the kids, I think because it was there was 5 of us, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Yeah.
I think that's what you.
I don't know.
Yes, we have 3 kids.
Everybody went.
You were there.
It was.
Do they have as good a memory of the trip as you do?
I think Brandon is. He had a
Yeah.
good
The oldest, yeah.
It's funny. Georgia was doing a TikTok today, and it was,
Oh,
I remember the summer of 2009. You know what we were doing the summer of 2009?
nope.
We were at the Big Nickel.
Nice.
So she's going through pictures to find one too, and then ideally they sing this song, and then you put your photo on. So she's trying to find.
That's cool.
She's trying to find her favorite picture.
Oh my God.
She was so cute and so innocent.
No.
I feel like she wasn't mouthy or saucy.
Oh, the summer of 2009. I know where I was. I was still in Halifax.
Yeah.
We were getting ready to move back to.
That was the one where we had to leave because I got a migraine and they went out and left me in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Aw.
I'm like, we need to leave now. We went into some movie in the big.
Yeah, like a IMAX or
IMAX, and
full.
it-
Sure, sure.
I don't know the
3D.
way it was moving or that. As soon as we got out, I looked at Scott. I said, "You gotta get out of here."
Like a planetarium kind of
Something,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Laying
Like a
down
2-day
looking at the
migraine.
ceiling.
almost.
Oh.
She did not do well with it.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's good. The kids and I did a couple more things, and then we came home and brought pizza, and then I think we watched movies in the hotel room for the rest of the night. Michelle slept through it all. Woke up and she was like, pizza.
You know what really sucks about everything opening up
Uh.
again? It just occurred to me now. We have tickets. We, the four of us, have tickets.
To Jim Jefferies.
No, to Jeff.
Dunham.
Oh, sorry.
But not till November.
What did I say?
Jim Jefferies.
Ah,
Kim bought me Jim Jefferies tickets for my
right.
He's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good.
yeah.
He's funny.
He is
But
excellent.
yeah, not until November.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we were supposed to see him this month. It's
Yeah,
now
March.
Like
Funny thing is,
last
we
weekend.
probably could
I
have seen him.
know.
Yeah.
Now there's no way to predict.
But I mean, ideally, it probably came down to booking. Or somebody on his crew wasn't vaccinated, couldn't get across.
It probably had
Like
everything to
COVID.
do with it. Well, it probably had everything to do with the status of world travel back at the time that the tour was announced.
Oh, right. That's right. We didn't get to Vancouver in January because
Yes,
Bert,
your
Bert,
big trip.
Bert Gansel came super close to driving 2.5 hours both directions to see him in Fayette.
North Carolina.
Yeah, he was there when we were down. And I'm like, nope, I've got a ticket to see him in September.
And I bet if you would have said, "I've got a ticket for Vancouver, but I'm in North Carolina," will you?
They wouldn't have given two shits.
Sure they would have.
No, they wouldn't.
Ticket's a ticket.
Bert, do you remember canceling and ruining my birthday? Had to go IKEA and spend too much money.
Went to the hotel to get my flight, and all I got was a trip to IKEA.
Cheapest trip to Sweden you'll ever get.
I don't know.
I love IKEA.
I don't know, man. I'm looking around, and I recognize a lot of IKEA stuff.
Yeah, there's a little bit here.
We got some stuff.
I love it.
I know you do.
You know what?
You're going to buy a kitchen from there.
They are nice kitchens.
Yeah.
So
You already got the bathroom vanity from IKEA.
Yeah, we have to decide what big project we're doing.
You've got a few things on your brain.
I do.
If you had it your way, we'd be on them yesterday.
I love renovating.
I love looking at
I
a
love
renovation when it's done.
right. You're like,
Well, I don't love the mess of doing it, but
No, man.
the excitement of what it's going to look like and getting it done is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I've been good for you in that sense, where it's like you need to slow way down. I've already painted that wall 10 minutes ago. I'm going to paint it
Oh,
again.
I'm like, I don't know where you're going with this.
I just put drywall compound on that hole 5 minutes ago. It's good for
Mm,
more.
I'm not that. Well, if it's dry, sure, go for it.
No hole dries in 5 minutes.
If it's a light coat,
No. Doesn't work that
You're
way.
gonna have to side with Wes on this.
it's
one.
more painting. I don't do that with the drywall, but it's more the paint.
No, it's like Kim will be like, okay, you get the taping done? Yeah. Did you get the mudding done? Yeah. Do you need to do another coat? I probably should. Okay. What are you doing? I'm putting primer up. No, don't prime that wall yet. There's still I gotta sand that still. Look good to me.
there you go. I mean, it's hard too, right?
It is sometimes.
Yeah.
Or when you paint everything and then you come home the next day and there's that whole filler stuff all through your freshly painted walls. I'm like,
What
well, there were
happened?
holes. I'm like, you couldn't have done that
Before
before I
the
painted.
Why couldn't
And
you
guess
just
what?
fill the holes with paint?
Those white spots still on the walls.
Still there.
There's a few spots in our place. If you go along and you look, you will see, and the walls are painted gray, by the way. But you'll see the bump where it never got sanded.
It got sanded, maybe just not
Enough.
1,000%.
How about not even 100%?
Okay.
In the realm of two.
Kids are just gonna wreck it. What's the point?
Oh. In our place, that's not necessarily true anymore because we are truly,
We're empty
truly,
nesters.
truly for the first time in
Empty nesters.
Empty nesters.
five.
That must be glorious.
That's okay.
I miss them, to be honest.
Really?
There's I like the quiet sometimes, but there's a lot of time I miss them.
Uh-uh. I'll loan them.
Hey, they're welcome to come over at any time.
Anytime.
That's never been an issue. I'm more of a. I know that you miss them. I know you do, which is why I don't bring it up very often because I don't want to upset you.
Mhm.
Because I know that it's a sensitive subject.
It is.
But for me, it's a. I'm quite happy. Like I'm happy with it just being you and I.
Sure, and so am I. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
no,
but
I'm
you know,
not.
it's nice when they come back.
For short visits.
Yeah, I'm
Little
assholes.
teeny
I always enjoy
tiny-
it when they leave.
Yeah, other assholes. They're not really welcome back.
Oh,
It would require a whole lot of discussion before they would ever be allowed back. It's just the way it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on the week of a full moon.
Yeah. Maybe if
It brought all the crazies out this
if
week.
there was
It does.
an alignment of the solar system, and an eclipse all at the same time, we might be able to get there. But, a knee jerk. Oh my god!
Did
No.
it keep your beverage cold?
It did keep my beverage cold.
The one I got, that's been one of the best. That is what, hands down, one of the best gifts.
The brewmate.
The brewmate, cozy, can cozy.
Koozie.
Is that what you call it? The can
I
cozy.
don't know. They look
Brewmate.
Sleeve. Yeah.
Yeah.
B-R-U, brewmate.
It's a good one.
And you're putting cans in it?
Yeah.
I've put, well, because it's got the little freezer pack in the bottom,
Mhm.
I've put in regular sized
Right.
cans, like pop cans.
Yep.
And can take their cozy out, and it fits tin cans, beer tin cans.
It's funny though, there's somebody
Love
somebody's knocked them off
Oh,
and come up with they've changed the top.
well,
So
the top has got like a small ridge on the
Yeah.
inside, so it actually
it grabs the can, but it
hugs
does
the
not
can.
grab a bottle. It does not
No,
grab
it
a
does
skinny.
not.
It does not grab a skinny can.
No,
And there's a guy that's now done one that is universal.
Has it got like whiskers on it? Like a whisker bit for like a bow
I
and
wonder if it just has that the ring is more adjustable or more flexible, so it
Sure.
grabs everything.
Oh, sure.
Or- Whether the top piece maybe it comes with two, so it
Yeah,
has the
yeah.
can and then it has like a bottle.
Here's
and
the
the
can
ball-
top, and
Okay,
here's the thing
right.
for
So-
everything else.
Yeah, and I
Sure.
mean it seems to he's got little advertisement videos where he's like, put an Arizona can in it, which are huge.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Arizona tea.
And he puts it in there, and he's like, "Put a skinny can in." And he puts say it like a sandbagger, and
Sure,
then it's like,
sure.
"Put a king can, put a little can, put a, just a beverage." I think he even has the topper on it that he can make that into if you want to look like you're drinking a beer. He's got the spout that looks like a beer bottle top, like everything, and he's selling it at the same price point as.
Of course, because the brewmate can get that much, but I can't.
And he gives you more, but I can't get his name.
Have you seen it? I don't know if it was a reel or it wasn't a TikTok. It was a short video anyway.
Reels are TikToks. Don't kid yourself.
A lot of them are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the one where the guy took a Coke can and then he took a can opener and then took the top off of it and
Yep.
with a pair of scissors, slipped the can down, took the bottom out of the can, and then stuffed a beer can inside of it.
I mean, ideally,
That's a lot of work.
You can
Sure,
buy,
but I mean, once you've done the one Coke can, it's good for
you
a
can
bunch
buy,
of beer
you
cans.
can buy a sleeve.
Sure.
You don't have to worry about cutting yourself on the
Well,
middle. There's sleeves that just slide over that look like pop cans.
Did they add much bulk?
No.
They'd have to not.
No, it's but I mean that's cool that you put a lot of thought into it. But
Yeah.
There's totally on the market.
Not that I'm advocating you should do that or anything.
It just simplifies your evening. If you want to go out for a walk and have a beer, no one's going to pull you over if it looks like a Mountain Dew.
That's right.
It's funny. I'm like closer to 50 than I am to 40. It was a couple of years. A couple of years in a row where we've done that. Hey, it's midnight madness. Let's go downtown.
That's apparently going to happen
This is
this
gonna happen.
year.
And the half a dozen of us all
Right.
with
You think
with traveling mugs
You think it's going to be a banger at
at
the Air Scots this year?
It is every year.
No.
Okay, last year it wasn't because we got rain. No,
We got
Right.
rain and we hung out in the
Real hard.
garage.
Yeah, but it didn't ruin. It didn't like
No, but
people still came. People
Yes.
still came, and
It wasn't a
still,
banger though.
No, not
Maybe
like
for you it
previous-
was.
not
It was
like previous
cold.
years.
it was cold.
I'm not gonna.
I was sad. I was like,
I still drank a shit ton.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's the weekend that it's unchained.
Right?
There's no, and even if I'm
Well, it's a full
I am
weekend.
dying, even if I am dying on Sunday morning, I will still get up and make breakfast. Because that's
I don't think you've ever been near death.
no, I've been pretty good.
You've metabolized it well.
Yeah, I think I'm doing all right. I'm probably more sober then than I am now.
Maybe.
Yeah,
We've been pretty drunk.
I might be right now.
It depends if our friends bring the moonshine.
That seemed to be the cat. You know what though?
That
I
was
had
the thing
that.
I think that really.
I have some of that still. And I had some the other
We
day.
did not. Well, we had
I had 3 glasses and I'm like, I think it's lost its potency.
Does it do
Alcohol.
that?
It should
Don't
not.
think
It shouldn't.
does.
But I didn't, right?
You didn't feel it.
Nah.
It's built up a tolerance.
That's more likely.
Hmm.
I
Got
still
your
haven't-
COVID tolerance up.
I found moonshine from Branson that apparently we'd stashed away for a rainy day.
We
Right.
have 2 bottles.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We have
Where have you
full,
been? I know
we
this.
have a full jar of butter cake sitting at the house.
It was buried in the
was-
bottom of the cabinet.
the very bottom. Like I must have gotten home and said, "Put that away for a rainy day."
Well,
It's
it is-
raining today.
It did rain today. It's supposed to rain for like the rest of the week, which is good for
I'm
where
just
we are.
saying.
We dropped the ball.
Get rid of some of
Oh,
the snow.
pardon me.
What the hell?
We could have gotten into that.
Could have brought it with us.
Yeah, next time.
Hey, and now that I'm eating differently again,
Right. Back to keto.
back to
Keto.
ketogenic diet,
Mm-hmm.
which is working for me. There's a Diet Dr. Pepper. I can mix that with the butter cake and it would be okay.
Yes. Just ended up tasting it like, was it root beer?
Like floats.
Yeah.
Floats.
Floats.
Yeah. So, a friend of mine who lives in Lindsay, Scott, other Scott, Wall,
Mm-hmm.
randomly, without any knowledge, randomly sent me a short video, and it was a guy in his car who's pulled over talking about if you ever drive interstate blah 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 between St. Louis and whatever.
You gotta stop at Uranus.
Yeah, and he's like, and if you think I'm the kind of guy that's going to pull over because you get all these signs like get your fudge packed in Uranus, then you know me because I sure as hell did. And he goes on about how going into the gift shop and the ladies and the tour and the fudge, and he's like, and when I left, and the lady said, "Thanks for choosing Uranus," and I'm like, no shit, I've been there, and that's exactly what it's like.
It's very punny. Very punny. Right? Lots of talk about like lube shop.
Yeah.
Packing it.
Yeah, get your fudge packed.
Yeah. We have a set of 4 funny shot glasses from there.
We do too.
You've got 4.
Yeah.
I think we bought 4. I
Yeah.
think we bought
The opposite ones.
the
didn't
opposite
we?
one.
So we
we
had
all
all
have,
8.
Yeah. And the fudge is good.
It's really good,
I
actually.
can't-
We bought a
That
lot
is
of
very
fudge there.
We did too.
I
Yeah.
didn't have the heart to tell him about the sign across the street.
I have that on my phone still.
So do I, somewhere.
There's a good like Baptist Christian sign talking about depravity and
Oh,
how
yeah.
about- yeah,
Sinners are gonna go to hell.
Yeah. And it's right across from the Uranus fudge.
Fudge factory.
I laugh if that was them that put
Oh,
it up.
Route 66.
Oh,
Just
goodness.
for giggles. That would be like, if we put the sign up, that would make things even funny.
They
That's
might-
like in Gravenhurst on the highway.
Raveners. Yeah.
When you leave,
On 11.
sure, there is a Triple X movie store right beside the little church on the highway.
nice.
And I'm like, nice.
Oh, that's,
Always puts a smile on my face.
that's hilarious.
That's my boy.
That's your man.
Things
It's
you,
all mine.
things you notice, right? You'd be like, those two things don't belong together. Ah.
Sesame Street worked for him.
Luis died. Did you know that?
I
I did,
did.
yeah.
Did you know that?
I did, yes. You shared
It's funny
that.
too.
He looked good still.
I saw just
Yeah.
as many photos of him recently as I did of him like when we were kids.
Right?
And
He looked good.
yeah, he did.
He was a smash on Smash or Pass when he was young.
Oh,
Really?
So when he
Smash or
first-
Pass.
yeah.
Is that like Hot or Not?
Yeah.
When did it become Smash or Pass?
I don't know. I have to ask my daughter. It's been Smash or Pass for a while.
Is it still Hot?
Ideally, but I guess you're doing a little more than Hot or Not. You're going like,
Would you or wouldn't you?
yeah.
Okay.
Is
I
it
get it.
is that a?
Sure, I get it.
I'm trying to think.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Well, Hot or Not is like or right or
It's strictly objectifying the person on their looks. Smash
No, I
or
know.
Pass is
yeah. You
What else
pass or
happened
you'd
with
be
them?
like, yeah, I'd let
I
him
know.
put crumbs in my bed.
Gotcha.
Can I put some crumbs in
No.
I guess you're
No
sleeping
crumbs.
on the
You
couch.
bring them in every night on that crusty old beer of yours.
The amount of stuff that gets caught in this thing, man. Where the hell did that come from? I didn't even have chocolate space.
Oh,
Halloween candy. What? That was months ago.
So you saw Georgia's prom dress.
She looked beautiful.
Yes. So my sister mentioned this store when we were in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So we went into Charlotte. I had no clue what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Walk into this store.
Hit everything.
Oh my God. So
Organized by color.
organized by color,
That's
but the
good.
size of,
It's big.
I'd say like 6,000 to 10,000 square feet. Easy.
That's big for just dresses.
Racks, like not this far apart,
Yeah.
the whole store.
And
Organized by color.
and then
Wow.
I think color and then sort of like end use. So like all the prom dresses were sort of there. They definitely had a section of like mother of the bride.
Right.
So right, all those
The
like
wedding section kind of was blocked off, so you had to have an appointment to go in there.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my gosh, the people in there.
it's
and like
hot
they
too.
and yeah, it was like 3,000 degrees there. But entourages of people. So you've got proms, homecoming, grade 8 grads, quinceañeras, and these groups of people.
Can you see what?
I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it.
Do you not know what it is?
You don't know what that is?
That is
There's a quinceañera.
When Spanish or Mexican girls
become of
Yeah,
age.
become
We have
15,
ladies.
they have a quinceañera because they've gone from being a child to a woman.
It's like a
Sweet
bar
16.
mitzvah. It's like a bar mitzvah
Bar mitzvah.
for Spanish.
But you have to be Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish.
I
so-
bet. Well, nowadays you don't have to be.
Maybe you
just
don't.
say
I
I
don't
just
know.
want to have one.
So that's fine. So all these
Is
groups.
there such
And
a
so
thing as a
Georgia's like, we walk
quinceañero?
in and she just kind of is like dazed. And she knew she wanted a green dress, or
Right.
dark blue, something dark. You were allowed to take 6 dresses in at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You had to line up and you put your 6 in. And in Canada, if you want a different size, you just ask, they go get it. No. You leave the change room, you go get your different sizes, you line up again.
Oh, okay.
And the lineup's
To me,
almost
I
out
think
to
that-
the edge
That's
of
how it
the.
should be,
Mm-hmm.
right? You had your
There's
6.
your 6 pieces.
Yeah.
Now another
Go
6
try
are going
again.
in, and now you're
Yeah,
gonna wait.
yeah.
I agree.
But the lineup's like
I
out the door.
concur.
But if there's that many people
Wow.
waiting, why wouldn't you?
Oh
do
my
that?
gosh. And
It's like right. I'm waiting, and like right, you went and got another 6. So now really you've had 12. So
that's fine. So George is picking dresses, and me being me, I'm kind of listening to all the other conversations
Right.
going along. The amount of young men in there
Oh,
telling the girls, "You're going to try on this dress. You're going to buy this dress. This is what you're going to wear."
So young men, like,
Like-
not fathers.
no, like boyfriends.
Oh, okay.
And the more I listen to them,
suddenly
The
I feel very
angrier I
guilty about
got.
being your fashion consultant.
and so I kind of turned to Georgia, and I'm like, if a guy ever tells you what you're going to wear, and that's it, don't bring him home because he will not leave my house. I said, nobody tells
Maybe he will,
you
just
what
a
to
little
wear.
more length.
Somebody can suggest, oh, this would look really good on you. Would you like to
Absolutely.
try this on?
Mhm.
Oh, try this on. I want to see what the. But no, these guys were like, this is the dress you're gonna. I'm like,
Oh, I feel better now that we refreshed.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. So then this
you just
one
bring
guy,
things and
was
suggest
a
things.
I do. All the
bigger
time.
guy,
Yeah.
he's like, are you telling me I can't tell her what to wear? And I'm like, yep.
He confronted you.
He confronted me.
Wow.
A bad choice for him.
Yeah.
And so he gets all intimidating in my face, and I look at him, I'm like, oh, honey. I said, you picked the wrong chick to confront here. I said, no man ever tells anybody what they're going to wear without a choice.
Yeah.
I'm like, if my daughter brought you home, I would have you in tears in minutes. I said, I don't know how your mama raised you, but she did it wrong.
Oh.
He's like, well, I said, oh, not so big and tough when somebody's confronting you, are you?
Yeah.
And I looked at the girl that he was with, and I'm like, honey, he is not good looking enough or have enough money for you to put up with that crap.
I was being a good husband and father, and I was sitting out on the couch outside of the store, waiting my turn, waiting to be told to come and pay.
Do you go cold shopping?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Scott does all my clothes shopping for me mostly.
I don't. I don't do your shopping for you, but I mean, I think I'm helpful.
Yeah, I'll ask your opinion and
Or
we'll
I'll-
suggest something.
As Scott had said, I'll bring you things and say, "What do you think of this?"
Yeah.
A lot of times you end up buying them,
Yeah.
which makes me feel good in the sense that okay, I must be picking things that are.
Well, you hang out enough. You should understand. And you know what? I think too, right? You help get outside, right? Because I think when we first started, Jim wore a lot.
Not a black.
Black is
Lots
my
of
favorite
it.
color.
I know, but right, I think right. Ideally,
But
if you're in the
yes.
change room and Wes brings you like a couple shirts with a bit of color, and you're like, "These are very similar to the black ones you're wearing. Here, try this."
Yeah, Wes
then-
and the girls really got on my case a
Here's a
lot
floral pattern. Try this.
to get out of black. But I like blacks. I like grays.
I don't dispute that, and you know what? Black and gray are both good colors for you to work. What I was trying to get to was one thing that the pandemic has done is it's made my shopping trip to the ladies' clothing store was much more difficult because a lot of places took all their seating away.
Yeah, we just brought ours out today.
You know, I'm like, oh crap, I gotta stand here and look awkward now.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I like my way of shopping. I text Scott and say,
Get me this.
I need a pair of jeans and a top. Please bring them home.
Pardon me.
Well, when you just happen to know somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
I know somebody who might have.
I'm in the business.
I know a
Yeah.
store that has some stuff.
Yeah.
I believe I have ripped my
No,
clothing.
it's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, so all the change rooms will be open shortly, which we've been running about half. Furniture's been cleaned and disinfected because it's been in storage. So all the
Sure.
big orange comfy chairs will be out here
In
shortly.
your warehouse.
Yeah, storage space. All the arrows on the floor are
Coming off,
gone.
they're coming off.
Almost have all the ones off the carpet. They stuck to the carpet a little better than the tile, so they're a little covered up.
What were they tape or what
Yeah.
were they- So they left some residue?
Yeah.
Um,
Some goo gone that we needed.
so whose job is it to do that?
I had one of the staff members. He did it last night. Really zoned in and got it all done. And he's like, "Oh, I'm not finished. I got to get it all done, but my back hurts. Well, then take a break." But
Yeah.
he's just that kind of kid that he's like zoned in on
This
it.
is the job you've given me. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do it
yeah,
the
yeah.
best
He
I
did
can.
did a wonderful job. And then I did some. Came to the conclusion that the green tape came up better off the carpet than the orange tape, so I took
Yeah.
a bunch of green arrows off the carpet, left the orange for somebody else. Big old tape ball.
You're sharing. You didn't want to
Yeah.
take it all from everyone.
No.
It's called work smart, not hard.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing, what about masks? Are you
We're
going to keep it or not?
we are going to continue for 2 weeks and reevaluate in April.
Yeah.
That's fair.
one of the big, because we get feedback, one of our biggest positives was a lot of our customers really appreciated, felt safe, enjoyed what we were doing from precautions and policy and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, right, I guarantee you there will still be people coming to the store to shop with masks on, for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be the same for the salon.
Yeah, and why would we not keep our masks on to make them more comfortable? And the people that want to come in without a mask, that's fine. And to me, I still think there'll be a spike after March break.
I agree. I think it's
And-
already happening.
Maybe.
Once they took the here in Ontario, they took the vaccination passport off.
Right.
We know that. I mean, because we were exercising our privileges, I think, really as much as we could. So when we were allowed to go out, we went out. And I would say that since the passports have been lifted, the number of people going out has multiplied exponentially.
Different demographic.
Hard to tell, but what
No.
I would suggest that all the people who were dead set against getting vaccinated but would still put on a mask, those are the people who are coming in.
Right.
Because they'll put the mask on to get into the restaurant, knowing that as soon as they sit down, they can
They
take
can
it
take
off.
it off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, very interesting, and that's. I mean, it's. I won't have to feel upset that, like, right, the two best friends that came in that must both be medically exempt because neither of them wore masks in today.
Yeah.
So I won't have to have those thoughts in the back of my head.
Well, this is what I said way back in, like, I think in 19 I said this about how we're gonna vilify our neighbors. And I mean, even having the discussion with you the other day about, like, prior to, you had no way of knowing what somebody's.
No, this has cleared up a lot of things about a lot of people.
Well,
so did the
sure,
Freedom
sure.
Convoy.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, you're that kind of people. And I'm I mean, not to be negative to those type of people. I'm the kind of person I am that looks at you and
I
guffaws.
have not unfriended anybody,
No way.
but I will tell you that I have unfollowed some people.
Makes it quieter
So
on your feed, right?
I don't see stuff that just is
Why do you want to see?
incensing, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's me in the sense that I respect your right to choose, and I always have. But I don't want to hear the rhetoric that goes with it. I just don't want it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, a lot of my clients have been asking what I was going to do. And I said I was going to keep the masks. And I'd say 98% of them have said, good. I feel good that you're doing that.
Sure.
So that's what I'll be doing. And I feel safer.
I think, even if the whole, and I mean, we collectively, we all understand your mask protects the other person, their mask protects you. So even if they don't wear a mask and you do, you're still doing your thing.
For me, being the owner of the salon, I will be insisting masks. If you want to
sure.
come, because there is no social distancing. And I am
Well,
going
yeah.
to be right on top of
You
you.
are in
And you're in
someone's
my,
space.
I'm in your bubble, you're in
yeah,
mine.
yeah.
And I'm not comfortable not having that. And I know it's not 100% a mask, right? 100% protection. But for like you said, for 2 weeks and then assess,
Yeah.
that's what I'll
sure,
do.
why not?
And ideally, you would feel horrible if you got COVID, or you
For sure.
had COVID and you gave it to somebody else.
Well, exactly.
It's Omicron has been very interesting, and I'll tell you,
And there's a new variant.
yeah, B plus,
Yeah, is
super contagious.
Yeah, like the measles apparently.
But
Never had that.
the rapid testing is right negative. Like, right, you can have an exposure
Sure.
and test negative, and then the day you're like, oh, today's the day I don't feel good, bam, positive rapid test.
Interesting.
So it's right. It's like, oh, it's very hand in hand. When you feel like a sack of shit,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
There's a good chance that
you've got the COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm amazed at how many people, like, right through work that right. How many rapid tests? I rapid tested this morning. I rapid tested the next morning, and then I was in for a shift, and I rapid tested that morning. All negatives. And
I am by no means a virologist. I don't study.
no,
I'm an epidemiologist by any means. So,
but I mean, I think they've even said, I mean, right? I mean, you can find any information to bolster your claim, but I think the rapid tests have a 50% fail rate or false
Something like
positive.
that.
oh
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I said. We know some people who are a little more in the other side
Yeah.
of things, and I've said that, like, and it's true. Like, for every well, it's not 100% true, but you can find a medical professional opinion that supports your view if you look hard enough for it.
Right.
But what you need to
And
remember,
usually people will stop
Oh,
there
that's
because
it.
it's like this validates whatever
this
view I have.
Yeah,
Doctor
why
so
would-
and so,
Yeah.
Doctor so and so
Done and
said that it's
Why do I-
this.
Yeah, why do I care what the other 9 doctors said? I
Well,
found a
that's what I
doctor
mean,
that said
right?
I was right.
That's right.
And I've said to people, I said, you take a cross section of 1,000 doctors worldwide who have that contrary opinion. Those 1,000 doctors are a drop in the bucket when you're talking about consensus on a professional level. Those 1,000 doctors do not meet consensus, and that's where people kind of go,
Wasn't the doctor that said yes was a dentist?
Well, I forgot.
The ones
Well, I
that matter
forgot.
is still a
An
doctor.
art
Yeah,
history
yeah.
though.
He was a
Yeah.
art history.
Oh, yeah. Orthopedic
I
foot
was going
guy.
to say veterinarian.
Yeah, right. Still a doctor.
It was shake.
Oh my God! Did you guys watch that show? We
They
watched
don't
the
watch.
crazy
They don't watch the
shows.
trash TV like we do.
Love
Oh,
is
is this-
Blind.
no. We
Oh
watched
my
the
God.
first 4 episodes of the first season, and I'm like, this is dumb.
Oh, well,
Doesn't-
season 2 is just as
It
dumb.
It
But,
but
oh my
it
God.
didn't scratch any need.
Not at all, eh?
Mm.
No,
Did
no.
you hear the new one that's coming out? The Ultimatum.
Okay, tell me the gist.
So the ultimatum is 6 couples who are in a committed relationship, but one is ready for marriage and one isn't sure.
Oh, so they're not married. They're
They're not married,
These
but
are
they're
like
committed.
boyfriend, girlfriend.
committed,
But
Sure.
one is ready for marriage,
right?
one isn't. So the idea
And you
is
don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
they'll
find
still
out
talk.
through the story, okay.
But you come and 6 couples are coming, and then the person I believe who isn't quite sure about marriage has to live with some stranger for 2 weeks to see if
Well, they both.
whatever, I don't know the whole dynamic, but they live with this new stranger to see if it's
So
am I committed to the guy or
is
person I
the
came
committed
with?
person get put with the other committed person, or do they get put with the
This is from the same.
waffle?
Well, this is from the same producers, the same team that made Love Is Blind, and so
Nick
knowing,
Lachey and his wife.
yeah, they're the hosts.
Yeah, but they're the face of it.
Knowing what I know about the other show, I would bet that they will take the people who are maybe 1 foot out the door and put them with the other people who were 1 foot out the door. Just
Right.
because it makes for more dramatic.
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, yeah. And they're like,
So after 2 weeks, do you want to go back to your
Oh,
boyfriend or
yeah.
girlfriend that you came
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
show
And then-
with, or are you going to leave with this new person?
thanks for coming back down.
Thankfully, I'm not
You should
getting
be
that
watching
this time.
these Netflix trash TV shows. They're
I don't
Too
can't
know.
help
hot
it.
to handle.
agree.
Yeah, that's another good one.
We're rewatching The Glades on Disney.
The Blades. I don't know.
It's a
I don't know about that
detective
one.
kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's all right. It's good. I like it.
Maybe so that's what we should do. Is when the ultimatum comes in, is we should do a weekly.
Oh,
Right here.
We
God.
should do a weekly.
You know what?
Or
I'm gonna
an
give
episode.
Gonna give a shout out.
Who are you shouting out? You gonna find the phone? Oh wait, we're using it as a camera.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the Glades.
I'm gonna shout out to Miss Pat
Oh right.
and
right,
Rabbit.
right,
So I
right.
picked that up off of Amazon. Michelle's gonna read it. We'll probably talk about it, but I would pass this down. It's sort of like co-written by a comedian, so
Yeah.
it's definitely funny. And she's found humor in terrible circumstance. There's some abuse in there. There's just social economical hardships, and the things that she grew up with, the things she grew up without, right? It's
You
very
can't imagine.
no, right?
Yeah, just the little bit I know is
Yeah.
pretty like, oh my gosh.
Well, some of the stuff that you said about her
Yeah.
has just been like
And you know what? Just maybe she's a little abrupt as I think that's part of her persona.
Her
That she-
act.
Maybe
Yeah.
you should be consulting Kaylee Coker on this.
But I mean, yes, and this is right on the cabin. She kind of like gave.
I very much like that, by the way.
Yeah, she came and gave Kaylee Coco kind of the hard, you white woman privilege, don't know
Yeah.
nothing,
Yeah.
and
And
it
she
kind of
kinda
comes
played
off
into that.
that Kaylee's like, oh, I don't know what to do, and you know
I wouldn't know what to do either.
But the funny thing is,
I'd be uncomfortable.
you listen. Bert has the two producers of the cabin on his podcast, and they talk about it. And there's no surprise. That was not ad lib. That is a scripted show. That was how that conversation was supposed to go.
Was Kaylee in on the script?
I believe
She
so.
had to been if it was scripted.
Well, then she plays dumb really, really well.
I think. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, and again, maybe it went a little farther. Maybe it did. I mean, but
She wasn't put on the
Sure,
spot.
I don't think so.
I'm not
No.
sure it was made to look that way.
Right. And I think that, as Bert says, I feel bad for Kaylee because she comes off bad. And Miss Pat comes out harsh.
Overbearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kaylee comes out kind of not knowing how to deal with it or being quiet or kind of being, kind of saying, well, maybe I am, privileged or, I haven't had to fight for many of my roles because I'm I am who I am, and roles happen to fall into my lap
Right.
because of
Yeah.
of the boxes I tick.
I just saw a thing today. I don't know who posted it. I saw a thing today that said being privileged doesn't mean your life wasn't hard. It just means your life wasn't harder because of who you were.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's lots of people, like, however you want to look at it, however you grew up. Everybody's got weight. Everybody's got something on their shoulders. It doesn't matter if you assume I had everything I needed. You don't know what I needed.
Well, I didn't live in your house.
No.
So there's no information.
No, but that's what I mean. You could have,
Yeah.
outside looking in,
Sure.
thought that, what, Scott's got it perfect and wonderful, or I could think that Wes has it perfect and wonderful, or, right? But how do you know?
No, you don't.
And you just assume by, the clothes you wear, the bike you ride, however you were adding it together.
That's a very microcosmic level, though. You're talking about the individual. And
Yeah.
what you're alluding to is much, much more.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, also in the town we lived in.
Well, there is that.
I mean, did you know anybody that was on welfare or used some form of social
I did.
assistance?
Back then? Yeah.
As a kid, I would say I was not aware of that. Maybe older, in retrospect, looking back, I could go, oh, yeah, maybe one family.
I would tell you I was oblivious.
I would say one family that lived on your street at one time.
Oblivious.
Yeah. I'll fill you in after.
Closer to Coburn Street or further than me?
Closer to Colbert.
Maybe I know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah.
But really, one family out of
Yeah.
where I lived, I was very, again, talking microcosm. My microcosm was between, was like a triangle. It was like Harrington's down the street.
Yep.
And the Welch's.
Yep.
Around the corner. So, I mean, that was it. And we were all middle.
Average.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, middle class kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I ever went anywhere and, wasn't given a snack or what, right? I mean, just, yeah. What does it say, right? If you don't grow up in it, you just don't know.
No,
Like, right? She talks about eating ketchup sandwiches and not,
Oh,
and it wasn't good ketchup and it wasn't good bread. So it's a sad ketchup sandwich.
I used to eat that as a kid.
A ketchup sandwich.
Yeah.
Because you liked it? Or because
Yeah,
that
it's
was
good.
all that was there? Because it changes the perspective. If you liked it,
A little bit of each.
wonderful. And I mean, I think if it's
A little bit of A, a little bit of B
Yeah.
sometimes.
yeah. But right, if that's
But that wasn't the
norm, no. But yeah, it's like, but yeah, as you say, if you like it, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, that's not so bad, and it's here, it's readily available.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, right? And but I think day in and day out, and some days it's just ketchup.
Yeah,
or no bread.
That's pretty
yeah.
sad.
The ketchup we're eating right now, we couldn't afford to have ketchup sandwiches.
And no, we
What's the stuff
tried
we just
this.
bought? It's actually quite good.
Bread. Oh, it's keto.
It's keto ketchup.
So it's,
Oh my
it's
Lord.
sweetened
But-
with dates.
It's really good, and like
Right.
a very small bottle was $7.
So twice as much as a regular bottle of ketchup. Because
With the size,
two bottles of French's was 4, or was it 7?
well, I think this is like
This
300 mils. I don't even know if it's
ketchup,
5.
Yeah, it's not quite 500. No, it might be 350.
And that, but it's very good,
And
and
you're
we
just
only
using
have
it as a condiment.
yeah,
You're using it.
Tablespoon.
Yeah, 1 tablespoon.
which is more than enough.
Flavor profile,
Very good.
you would swear that it's old school. What you would remember, like when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not a fan of it. Heinz 57 or A1.
Oh, it's
Or
never ketchup.
HB.
So it's got a bit of tang to it.
Wicked tang. So if you're
But
a
lots
fan
of
of
flavor.
like, if you're a fan of like old school steak sauce,
Right.
you'd like this.
But that's not ketchup.
It's sold and it's ketchup on the bottle.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it
It's
makes
keto ketchup.
it makes me wonder: is that when you buy regular steak sauce off the shelf? Is that how they're doing it? I don't know.
So you're gonna go grab a thing of
Maybe
Heinz
I should,
57 and
yeah.
check what the carb count and sugar count is?
Yeah. I might actually do that now.
Interesting. They just relabeled it and charged you $3 more.
Well,
Yeah.
again, we did that too because we were.
There's a lot.
We picked up some stuff at Joann's in Peterborough.
And as soon as they put keto on the label,
Mhm.
Picked it up at Joann's, and then there's been a couple things I just noticed yesterday at Loblaws. The same product, the same brand, $1, sometimes $2 cheaper.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
bottle of ketchup.
Joann's is expensive.
They are, but
It's a
it was
destination.
definitely the fuck. I don't know where to start. Go there because you know they'll probably.
Yeah.
Well, it's if you're trying to eat
They're
quote, unquote,
lifestyle
healthy,
people.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They're the ones that are going to have all that regular grocery
Because right,
stores don't.
ideally, keto is not a diet; it is a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Really is.
Yeah.
So,
It's wonderful.
because you don't go on diets forever.
No, you change the way you eat it.
Yeah.
You
How you look at food.
reevaluate your relationship with food.
You don't use it as a coping mechanism.
Oh, but chips and ice cream are
I know.
delicious.
Okay, so
I
here's
love
when
your
you're
salad.
sad.
Do you want a salty snack that you can have that's keto friendly?
I couldn't eat it.
Salty?
Yeah.
I ate half a bag of pretzels last night, so
That's
sure.
not
Tell
pork
me.
rinds.
Right?
Pork rinds.
They're-
Nine-
and they're light and
nine-
airy.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
9 pork rinds was like a stupidly low.
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't.
I think
So
you said
decide.
3 or
Is
something.
the fact
it was
that
pretty
it's dried up pork skin,
Probably.
or is it too salty, or is
I
it?
don't know.
It wasn't very.
If I
salty,
just
it
told
was
you
just-
they were fancy onion rings, would you be all right with it?
I don't know. I'd have to maybe get in that mindset.
if you
maybe,
could
but-
flavor them somehow.
Did they taste porky?
But Wes tried one. He's
They
like,
do.
oh,
Yeah.
Scout.
I even said to Kim, I said, "You're not."
Yeah, so it's like I already got it in my head that they're bad.
It's not that they're bad. It's just I know you well enough to
I
know
was gonna
that.
say, who are you to tell her what she likes?
I'm not telling her what she would like, but I will tell her that based on what I know of her, what she will not like.
You may not enjoy these. Maybe that's the appropriate.
You will not.
Honey, I tell people that all the time. You aren't going to like these. Don't even try it. You're
Right,
not
I've
gonna
told
like it.
right. My mom told me I wouldn't like Joe Louis, and I believed her for like
John Lewis's.
7 years.
Mums
No
don't
Joe
lie.
Louis and Pepsi's for you.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it. Okay, mom.
You wouldn't
Then
like
You
one
were a
day-
good boy.
And one day I ate a Joe Louis. I'm like, my mama lied to me. They're delicious.
Give me the box.
Yeah.
My mom was the type that would buy. She would buy when we were getting bologna and mock chicken. She was
Everybody
hiding.
had
She was
that.
hiding ham. under like vegetables and stuff. So if we found the pack of ham and I heard my mom,
Macaroni
Don't
and
eat-
cheese meat.
oh, she loved that. She would actually buy that.
That's
for
what my
herself.
parents would get all the time.
She'd be
Macaroni
like,
and cheese.
Don't eat the ham. That's mine. Not the mock chicken. What's that orange shit that they put around the side, the edge? What is that?
I forget.
Does anybody know what that is?
It's the spice. It's the part
It's to make it look like it's meat.
It doesn't taste like anything.
It's the rind.
The rind. Where's the rind on the chicken? Show me the rind is on the chicken.
Oh,
I think the macaroni and that chicken.
it's chicken asshole stretched out around each piece.
Ground up chicken feet.
That's what it is.
Feet and beaks.
My comment or his comment? Oh, they have one. You know that, right?
That's where the eggs come out. That's why Kim keeps checking the eggs for poop.
I'm
Oh,
not gonna crack an egg and have
There's
poop
poop
on
on that egg. I'm not eating it. It's the egg is in the shell, man. You're not eating the poop off the
right.
inside.
The egg is the container.
The shell is the container.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
egg shell.
Yeah. So if you crack, you would turn the poop side up and crack it.
There you
Ideally-
go.
I'm sure the majority of people, when you go to buy your eggs, you lift the carton lid to see
Everybody
hey.
does. Everybody opens the
Why
egg
do I want a
carton
cracked
up.
egg? I'm
to
not
make
looking.
sure they're not dirty.
I just
No,
want
I'm not looking for dirt. I'm just
No,
looking for
I'm looking
cracks and
for
broken eggs.
breakage.
No, I'm
looking
due
for
Man,
both.
I'll run upstairs right now. I wonder if we've eaten that. Have you
The
noticed
poop egg.
that eggs in general, the consistency in the dozen or the 18 is all over the place?
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
one.
No, I would say no.
It looked
I disagree.
like a jelly bean. It was not
What?
egg shaped.
Like it was.
Did you see that egg? I wonder, but it definitely
It got through the
had a
screening.
fatter top.
Yeah.
And the bottom was almost identical in size and kind of more long.
I gotta
No,
wonder what they're doing maybe with the egg laying chickens. You know, like we already know.
We got 2 cartons from friends of ours.
Yeah, from Will and Kelly.
And on the farm, and each
There's-
egg
everything
was
is different.
One was even
Yeah.
like green. It looked like a rock,
Yeah,
like almost
yeah, yeah,
blue.
right.
Brown,
Those are those.
The big
they're,
brown
they're
ones, all
they're
different
from
colors.
fancy chickens.
All different colors.
Yeah, they were.
They're all. They were good. They're should
Everything
be
was
much richer.
Everything was.
They
fine.
were
Yeah.
all good.
There was no.
Wait until you get one that's.
Well, we had that conversation, and I said, I hope it's me that gets it and not you.
Oh, it wouldn't freak me out. It happened when I was a kid, right? Because we had the farm
Would've
with
freaked me
chickens. It
Why
freaked
is
my
mine
mother
have
out.
Feathers?
They don't have feathers then. They're
No.
little.
And then we accidentally rotated something in, and I cracked one that had gone
Right.
bad.
Oh, but
yeah.
that's like the worst
Oh.
smell
Hit the
ever.
hot frying pan. I already heated the frying pan up with oil. Cracked it, and the yolk was black.
Oh
Oh
Lord!
my god.
We no longer own that frying pan.
You ditched the pan.
The pan, it hit the thing. It I just picked it up and full. Because I
It's
didn't.
like brushing your teeth.
It probably was calm compared to me brushing my teeth.
Oh, that would
I've
be
heard you brush
horrible.
I got a fuzzy tongue. It goes all the way to the back.
You actually stuck your tongue out of your mouth. You wouldn't
You
have
could
to
do that.
You're
could.
so full of shit. Full of.
Have you tried it?
Yes, 100%.
It doesn't matter.
No, it does not matter. I stick my tongue all the way out. Maybe I have a short uvula and it just doesn't get out all the way. I stick it out all the way, and I
How
still
far back are you going to
I'd
brush?
like to hear.
like all the way
No
back.
wonder you're
I'm a
gagging.
fucking pro.
You're going right to the back. of
Give
your
it
head.
all to me.
Like, are you?
Oh boy.
Balls deep,
Like his
Kim.
second knuckle is in his mouth, going.
Balls deep. That's how deep I go, Kim.
You need to relax and just let it happen.
Breathe through your nose.
But I
Like,
feel
you
like
gotta hold the toothbrush with a pair of
I'm
ice
for-
creams just so you don't drop it.
I'm for sure a mouth breather when I sleep.
Okay.
So I feel like I got a lot of like the evening in there. And I-
Spiders are camping
Yeah,
out.
yeah. And it's fuzzy,
That's
and
funny.
it feels like there's a layer of
Get that out of
I
my
want to get
mouth.
off. And I almost feel like I'm not done brushing my teeth until there's tears coming out of my eyes. It's like, right? It's like, oh yeah, that's good. Oh, I'll do the top. And then I'll be like, all right, now I'm ready to finish my tongue. I'll get in there on the sides, all the way to the back. And then I get like one good, and I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm done.
Are you a twice a day brusher?
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's so funny.
Like a lot of times, I wouldn't say consistently, and I don't floss.
Okay.
Oh, that's so funny.
But my hygienist thought I must be because my
Because everything's looking okay.
better
Oh,
was
well,
the
that's
word
good.
term she would.
Okay.
Flossing more. I'm like, same as always. And she's like, so not. I'm like, you're so smart.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It's gotten to this point where it's like it's almost a release.
Are you psychologically anticipating the?
Probably.
And so by the time you do it, you're like you feel better about it.
Yes.
Because it's happened.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a purge without a purge.
Right.
Okay.
I don't.
Have you thought about talking to somebody?
Nope.
You should consider talking to somebody about that.
Why? That's how I
Talking to
brush.
you.
Yeah. That's how I brush my teeth.
Okay.
And somebody's gonna ask me, well, why do you have to go to that point?
I don't think it's you having to go to that point. I think it's the,
And that-
the anticipation of it. That's where I'm curious.
Right. And then I'd be like, I don't know why. And they're like, did your mother love you when you were a child?
No.
Yeah, right. I got therapy. You know what? I talk to everybody. I have no problem talking to anybody.
Therapy is great.
Yeah. I
There's a sincerity in that. Do you know why they talk about your childhood so much? Seriously. Well, I mean,
it's shaping.
it's those formative years. And
Right.
that's the thing, right? I wanted to talk about, why my heart was broken. All I did was want to talk about what my parents did to me.
Well, because that's how you learn. That's
time
where
of your
all
life
that
where
stuff comes from.
Everything gets formed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, people who think it's weird want to talk about their childhood, and like so many things that happen to us in our adult lives that can be connected to events, not necessarily events, but emotions we associate
Right.
with events that happen. I'm telling you, man, I am like a huge advocate for go and get a fucking tune up in the space and time because it's good for the soul.
First day, walk in, sit down, and like, so, want to talk about brushing my teeth? Can you imagine that guy? Be like, what? My teeth. I want to talk about. Well, it's not really my teeth. It's
My tongue.
my tongue. I like to brush my tongue aggressively.
Why do you think a doctor looks so smart when you tell them what you have? They go, "Oh yeah, it's this," and you go,
Because they've heard it
Was
1,000
amazing.
times.
"Do you not think that psychologists and psychiatrists are the same?"
Yeah.
There's probably very little that you could tell some of these people that they haven't.
Somebody Google.
Have a-
Why do I brush? Somebody Google. Why? Why do I feel obligated to
Brush
my
your teeth
Are you
Yeah.
till you
prepared for the
yap.
Some
answer?
people are just naturally aggressive brushers.
Like, do you bleed? Like, are you brushing so much like your gums are bleeding?
No. I'm very gentle on them.
Oh, it's just
So,
only.
right? I like
You get to the
the
top and you're
massage
like,
there. But when it comes to that, I would tell you maybe occasionally I would cough to the point where I'm like, oh, there's a bit of blood.
oh, wow.
Oh, jeez.
So it's like, oh, I feel good.
I feel
Interesting,
clean. My
yeah.
mouth is clean.
It's a very interesting association.
But I don't ever, like throughout the day, as
Yeah.
long as it's good, I don't feel like I've got any kind of like, you know how some days it just follows you all day and you're like, I need a breath mint. I just need to freshen
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Oh, sure.
I never feel that way.
Uh-oh.
The gag reflex is a trigger to stop gagging areas too far back in your mouth, including the tonsils, the back of the tongue, and the uvula. In order to avoid triggering your gag reflex, you have to avoid touching these areas.
Okay, but
Oh,
what
that's
happens
so
in have you ever the one where you squeeze here
Apparently, that's supposed to help.
and then touch your nose or
Anxiety,
do something else?
yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, trigger warning.
You got it all. You didn't do it.
No, it's not that. It's not a gag reflex.
Right.
I could get 3/4 of a fucking banana down there.
Yeah.
I am your dream date.
Okay. You're not
So
my date,
no,
okay.
but it has nothing to do with the item.
it's
the
not
brushing.
it's not the
It's almost
it's
Gotcha.
not hitting the gag reflex that's getting
He just stuck whole hand
Oh,
in his
I
mouth.
got that part. I saw
I
saw
he
that.
was here.
There's a few people watching this video who are like, holy
The
shit.
dolphins. But right?
They're gonna rewind.
Yeah,
pause,
I don't know.
rewind, pause.
But right, I mean, and this is the problem. Is
Is a sensory neuron issue
I would believe that.
that carries.
Like, is it am I getting dopamine from it?
If it's making you feel good,
It doesn't tell me that.
No.
I bet you though there
it's
is
got to
some,
be releasing
if
some good
you
chemical.
go far enough back, and I'm not saying that there's a repressed memory there, but I bet you there is an event or something at some point in your youth that said to you, "Oh, this has happened. Therefore, I have to brush my teeth or my tongue this way,
Right.
and there's nothing else that will do." The interesting part is going back and trying to figure out where does that come from.
Or he just could have developed that. That's what he likes.
It's entirely possible, but what my
It
point
doesn't
is
mean
that
something's happened.
it does mean something's happened. It's not for me to decide; it's for him to explore.
Right.
Exactly.
And I mean, this is the problem.
Or
I
just stop fucking doing it.
I could probably stop it for a week, and then I'd probably find it sneaking back in.
Because it doesn't feel right.
More than likely, and be like, "Oh,
We
right,
all
just to
have
prove it,
quirks. We all have little
just to
things.
prove a
Of course.
point, I could probably do it, right? And then maybe that'll be my my challenge.
April challenge.
My
Yeah.
challenge. We have to
Don't-
talk.
Don't brush your teeth
Right.
at the point of gagging.
I can go to work sad every day.
Go to work sad every day.
What's the
Wait.
matter, Scott? Didn't get to brush my teeth the way I wanted to. And I'm addicted to breath mints now.
Help us start flossing.
What are you doing? I've replaced one thing with another. I'm addicted to gum.
I'd love to
Oh
chew
my
gum,
God,
but it's like
that's
3 or
funny.
4 carbs a piece.
You get
Even
sugarless.
sugarless. You get sugarless.
Yeah, you
Sugarless is probably-
Yeah. We should figure out. So you're dieting,
I am, yeah. 20 pounds since I came home from Mexico.
right? So I don't want to diet, so that won't be our challenge. I feel like
That's
keto's so what's the word?
Mainstream. It's everywhere.
It is mainstream, but it also takes a ton of things out that, right?
that you,
That
just
you
don't
don't
want to
wanna-
eliminate.
You've already eliminated. It's very removal based, and you add a few things, but so it's hard to have a challenge where it's like, oh, you're not going to do this because you're already doing that. So that's
I don't want to do anything that makes me feel like I'm being punished. And last year, I
Did
felt
you
like
feel
I was-
punished?
Yes. I was being punished.
That's
oh,
the first I've heard you say that.
It's the truth.
I thought you liked it.
I
You
liked
liked the vegetarian meals.
I did, but at the same time, it's like
you felt like
all
because you couldn't have meat. That was
Yeah.
the punishment.
Yep.
And you like meat.
I'm a meatosaurus. I can't help it.
No.
You could, take my booze away, take whatever away, but I mean, no, I like to eat meat.
Right.
Meatosaurus.
So maybe we need to do something like steps.
Meatosaurus. Fuck. I'm fucked at that too.
I'm ahead of you there because I walk
And you
all day.
absolutely are. Yeah, you're already like a million miles out.
And I have the elliptical under my desk, so I get my steps in.
I don't know.
got
I
the
enjoy
ellip-
the challenge,
I've got the elliptical in the basement.
and it's only a month, 30 days. Too bad we didn't do it in February because that was short.
Yeah, 28 days.
28 days. Well, we could do 28 days. No one's saying how
You
long
can make
it
the
has to be.
challenge as much as you want.
Yes.
2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Um,
6 months, whatever.
But yeah, you got to think of something that's like, I don't know, maybe it doesn't even have to be beneficial. Maybe we should do the soft 20, hard 20.
So
There's some crazy guy, right? You work out twice a day and meditate and read a book, nonfiction, and drink a gallon of water. And if you miss one day, you got to start over. Hard 45. I don't know. Search hard.
sounds bizarre.
It is some guy
And
that
how do you do that when you have a job and a family and stuff?
a lot of
A lot of these
the guy that
people
came up with it,
live
the
by
guy that-
themselves
yes.
and don't do anything.
the guy
else.
that came up with it is in the industry of health. So I mean, obviously that's his
Right.
job to do these things.
Sure.
But he had gotten to the point where he's running the business and he got a little portly
Oh.
because he wasn't doing as much as he's in the business. He got away from being using the business.
Sure.
But anyway, and right, it was supposed to be so hard. Lots of people have done it and been successful. And then there's a soft 45, which is like you're only working out once a day and everything's like cut in half.
Well,
but
I mean, there was a point in my life where, there were times where I worked out twice a day. It was all imposed upon me. Not because I chose to.
Right.
My days of doing that are long
gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I had said to you, I think in a text or a phone call, is like, right, you're having such luck.
Yeah.
Good work with the keto.
Yep.
And I said that will be the next step is as when
More
you get
Getting more exercise.
more activity
yeah, right, is always
good.
good.
Yeah.
Right? So you just got to get to that point where you're happy with the weight loss and right you'll hit a plateau.
We did a gym membership 1 year.
Down at Forbirds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
And
a lot of
laid
money.
yeah.
It
And
was,
then
but I liked it. I liked the
we
use of the
did,
pool
and then
and the
this is-
equipment. And
And then I injured you.
well, I don't blame you. But
I know you don't blame me, but that's what happens when you're working it with a partner who is not when your fitness level is not like
I don't think it was the difference of the fitness level. I think it was I wasn't sure what I was doing, and you're
Yeah,
like, do this,
yeah.
and my leg wasn't positioned properly, and my knee twisted.
that's entirely possible too.
Right, so I wasn't standing properly.
I don't want to go through that again where like we're trying to do this together and it becomes this whole like you have to be at my level or I have to be at your level.
Well, I think that's more of a youth thing.
Maybe but that comes from years of conditioning, not because I want it to be.
Okay.
It's always interesting because there's all kinds of different ways you can go and be at the gym. You could go at the gym, and then as soon as you get to the gym, you split up. And then when you're done at the gym, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, right, especially if you go to Forbert, it's small enough that you would see you in one corner on this machine and you over there.
I'd be in the pool.
Yeah.
There were only so many days where there was a free lane to swim in.
Right.
In the morning, and it's like, okay, we're allowed to swim. We are swimming.
Right.
So on that, it's like, okay, I'm doing X number of laps, and I'll see you when you get out.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I was a swimmer. I'm a sinker.
Yeah.
So much effort to stay afloat.
I'm just
That's
not
your exercise.
when you're lane swimming.
Try to
It's
float.
not even
I
enjoyable.
just find it difficult to properly the breathing thing.
Right.
So I do a lot of like head up, fully out of the water, which is not necessarily the most.
You're still moving your body
That's-
in
yeah,
water.
absolutely.
It still
Yeah,
does something.
It's low impact. It's good.
Or I'll cheat and I'll breaststroke because it's less.
Yeah.
It feels like it's less of an expenditure, and I can still keep my head above the water.
Right.
Not that I've run put my head underwater. It's fine.
Right.
So joining the gym it was good at the time, but then those old guys really.
Well, I think
Uh,
the gym aspect was small. There was only a few pieces of equipment, and it was a social gathering,
it was,
right? So you had like 3 guys consistently coming,
every morning,
and they do like 2 little things, and then they'd stop and they'd talk for
they'd
5
sit
minutes.
on the machine and talk
And then
to
they
each
do
other.
2 more little things, and then they'd stop and talk. And we're just like, we got to get to work.
Dave,
Let's get
remember
going.
back in '67 when the Leafs were winning the series?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great fucking series. Get off the machine,
Yeah.
dude.
Finish your reps.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
move
Yeah.
on.
Are you? Because I'm about to.
Oh yeah, I'll be a few minutes. Just give me a
Yeah. But I mean, some people. I mean, and there's
Bring
lots.
Scott with you. She can
Yeah.
clear a room.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a ton of
That's true.
conversations and stuff about people that go to the gym that don't understand gym etiquette.
Yeah.
Because right, they don't
I think with
give
here,
it to you, right?
here's the
You
problem with
take your money and get out there.
living in a town with less than 3,000 people, and this is the thing, right? New Year's resolutions come around, and everybody has the same one. I'm going to get fit this year. I'm going to be more healthy, and they spend the money. And gyms love that because, New Year's rolls around. we're gonna get a
90%
bunch
of
influx
gym
money.
memberships are people that don't go.
Right?
If everyone that signed up for a gym membership went, they would not have the capacity. For all
No,
those
they
people.
wouldn't. They certainly wouldn't. But imagine in that little gym at the pool here in town, and having those 3 guys that have probably been members forever. To them, it's like it's their private club.
Right.
So anybody else coming into that,
Yeah, you're interfering with their morning
right?
routine.
So there's no gym etiquette.
Don't worry. They'll get tired of us and they'll stop coming.
Well, eventually they'll die.
Oh, I was talking about you.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's what happened.
And we did. We stopped going.
We just thought we paid a lot of money and we're never able to do it.
Yeah. And I mean, at that point, when we were going, we were doing. I was using the Reflex.
Yes.
So we would do a round of weights, and then we would go outside and we would do something cardio, whether it was speed walking,
Right.
Wind sprints, or a run. And we would do that. And we were doing that almost every day, except on the days where there was swimming. And then we would swim, and then we would do weights.
I like weights.
I like weights too, and I mean, I'm not fit enough, but if you do like supersets, you can get some cardio too if you really beast yourself doing it.
I mean, it's good, and I mean, as we get older, and especially with the girls, like moving heavy shit is good for you, for your bone mass and all that stuff. There's lots of There's lots of older women that you talk to, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I go and I do." And it looks minuscule in weight, but you know what? For them and their frame and their bone mass, it's great exercise. And it's good, right? 'Cause it's always progress. And even as guys, right? We're same thing's gonna happen, right?
Well, I mean, if you don't use it, you're gonna use it. That's just the reality.
We're middle aged. We're gonna
Remember
start
that.
using it.
If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Keep that in mind.
Right.
Wake up earlier.
Or stay up late.
That whole I don't need much. You don't need as much sleep as you get older. I'm waiting for that to kick in because that hasn't happened yet.
I'm exhausted. I have not slept well 4 weeks.
That's a long time.
That is a long time.
I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's good. I get over the hump, but there's definitely days it's like.
I had an awful night last night. Awful.
Did you dream?
I did. Awful.
Full moon.
It wasn't even like a full moon type of dream, or maybe it was. I don't know.
I don't know.
I talked to you about it this morning.
Yeah.
It was weird. Did not like it.
Full moon.
You're not into that lucid dreaming. Like you're not into that. I know this is a dream and I can change the narrative.
When I was younger,
Yeah.
in my like mid-teens, right up till I was maybe early 20s,
Right.
I was way into that. Like I was getting really good at it at
Right.
one point. That's all gone now.
You can get it back.
I think so.
I think that would be good for you,
Yeah.
right? Control the narrative, man.
Well, that's how it would work. There's a lot of times I would start doing
That would be a good
just-
conversation with your therapist.
Yeah.
Oh, back to therapy, man.
That is the biggest barrier.
That is truly. I think that's
It
something.
is.
You know what? If we're in an election year, that should be one of the great. We're universal healthcare, but yet we don't take care of that. Make sure you got good teeth, and we'll make sure that your heart's good. And
There
your
are some
kidneys and-
therapists that are covered.
Yeah.
That's definitely. But you don't have a choice.
Yeah, come on, it's good. Georgia doesn't want to join us.
Well,
Come on, Georgia. Come say hello.
Peer pressure
Special guest coming up
right here, but I can't hear you on the mic. So how are you? How's your March break going? Thumbs up. You we already talked about you getting a prom dress. Talked
Got a
about
skate sticks.
Oh, your
you
skates.
went to see our friend Randy.
Hey,
Put some new
Randy.
steel into her skates. She had a cracked blade.
4 games left of her minor hockey career.
Career
She
5
cracks
games,
a
she
blade.
says. 5 games.
And that was a more economical.
Then skates, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Still. You went skiing yesterday, Sir Sam's. It was good. It was warm.
I was gonna say 14.
She's paged
Or 16. It was 16. It was 14. 16 degrees when we left here about the. It was 18 degrees when we got to Lindsay.
Yeah, it's crazy
It's
warm.
crazy.
It was crazy. I can't imagine the skiing was all that great.
No, the snow's bad.
It was bad.
Just to talk, did Kurt reply to your mom's picture?
Yeah.
And what was his reply?
That ice is 2 feet deep here, but I'm glad she's worried about me.
Right? With that
Oh,
kind of
I
people.
care.
Because he's ice fishing. And
Oh, that's-
ice fishing equals death.
Yeah,
it
now.
sure does.
Yeah.
The amount of open water I've seen in the last 2 days.
But
I
he's-
wouldn't be out there.
They are north and North Bay, so
I'm glad he feels safe and that he's taking. Does he have a life jacket on?
it's a big float suit.
Yeah,
so he
floater
falls
suit.
through. He can.
No.
No life jacket.
He
no
really
floater
should,
suit.
you know.
Alright.
All good. I'm sure he's being safe. I'm sure he knows the
Procedures.
odds. Yeah. So that's good. Did you come down for anything specific? Just to come and be quiet and not come on camera.
What the hell is going on down there? Where did everybody go?
I'm alone.
So this is the problem. We've come down here a couple times just to sit
Sure.
and chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think George has come down here and eaten a piece of cheese because I see a big wax.
Oh, I thought that was yours.
That is not mine.
I'm gonna make an
Oh, you know
animal.
whose it is? That's Wes's.
What? Oh, is that from before?
That shows you how
When you
well
threw
I'm,
it at me.
Yeah, that's how well I'm cleaning at the studio. That is a baby
Don't
bell
hand that to
cheese.
me.
It's yours.
Okay, I'll take it.
Now I'll go upstairs to the garbage.
That's right. I'll be good about it. I'll take it with me.
Still no candy in the jar.
No,
I haven't
it's
decided
empty.
what I want. I feel like it needs to be wrapped.
Yes.
Individually
Oh,
wrapped
right.
for health reasons.
I guess.
What's
but
the treat you like? The
I like reasons and
No,
Tootsie
the-
Rolls.
the stuff that's in the wax paper.
toffee?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Saltwater
I
toffee.
don't like them all. So why would I put them in my jar?
Saltwater toffee.
Because
Can you get?
like,
Can
Can
you
you
get?
separate them and just buy the ones you like? Like the chocolate one?
Yes.
technically can.
Technically
If it's
can.
a bulk.
If you just
I think they have just
sift
Yeah, they
bins
have
of
the
chocolate,
separate, just
and
the
then they've got the
separate
big thing of rainbow.
Mhm.
Like, right? Why can't I just fill it with M&Ms?
you could, but then nobody
You could
else
get
should
like a
touch
little
it.
I could have a little spoon,
A little
and then
spoon.
I would self-serve myself. I could get a little
Give them a
quiche-
little bowl.
little quiche bowl, like
Because
my
when no
parents,
one's looking, you're in there with your bare hand.
and licking my fingers, and then
Of
reaching
course
back in.
you are.
Brushing your teeth.
So Scott's jar of candy and yes,
And then
Scott's
everybody
jar of
else's.
candy.
Happens. Georgia, do I brush my teeth too loud?
That is a positive
That is
affirmation right there.
that is a yes. Why
What's
do
he
you think?
sound like?
What?
I'm not doing that.
It's that bad, eh?
Why do you think I do it?
Gotta clean your tongue.
Yeah, it's fuzzy.
Has your dad always been that way? Always?
Yeah.
As long as you can remember.
Yeah.
So 17 years.
Wow. So we're really going back. Oh yeah.
I think I can remember not doing it.
I bet you can.
You didn't do it when we first got together.
Maybe just not around you.
He was scared.
That might be one of those things that you don't introduce to your potential life mate because you don't want to scare them off.
Right. And just wait a little long,
Yep,
little
yep,
long,
yep.
right?
So
Just
you
like
know
you,
they're in, and then
just
you
like you
can't
don't-
leave.
just like you don't fart or poop for a while. Hold it all in
Yeah.
and be like, thank gosh she's gone. I gotta take a shit. Is that still accurate?
That's a do not look at me.
Yeah, I can't believe you're asking. That.
Why is this even a
Well, I
a
mean,
topic of
I'm gonna throw
conversation?
Curtis under the bus. I mean, he's a lean kid, but fuck, I haven't seen him eaten. Eaten? He has not eaten a single snack. Maybe an odd snack.
What, being here?
Yeah,
Maybe he's still nervous.
maybe.
He doesn't eat it.
He doesn't eat.
He does
Doesn't
not
eat. Never eats.
Like just the meals.
the
That's
kid's
it.
gonna like turn sideways and disappear.
Oh,
Gone.
He's on the verge of making Brandon look big.
Oh, really? He's a lean kid, eh?
he
Yeah.
just stretched out. Maybe.
It's okay, but I mean, look at we're all older now. Look what he gets to look forward to.
Nah, his parents are pretty tiny.
Oh, then he's got good genetics.
Good genetics.
Good for him.
I got bad genetics.
Me too.
Speaking of genetics,
No, not
still
yet.
have not done
No,
your test.
not yet. But I will.
Nope.
Gotta do that.
Wes,
So-
we need to know
Oh, we
these
need
things.
content.
He still hasn't booked his Valentine's gift either.
Well, have you gone to float?
No.
Ah, so you're not much better than he is.
there you go.
There you go.
Thank you for taking some of that.
You're welcome, bud. I'm here for you. I'll throw you both under the bus.
Well,
Me and my yucky brushing.
I'm
Maybe I
thinking
need an electric toothbrush.
I'm gonna book my car
you
experience for
will
the week.
kill yourself.
chip a tooth or the roof of your mouth. And
My tongue
It
will
won't
get
stop. It'll get stuck.
grab my uvula and
They don't spin. They oscillate,
Oscillate back and forth.
Yeah.
maybe that's better than
yeah.
maybe back and forth is better than
We had
a tongue scraper.
Tongue scraper. That's a fantastic.
just
Yeah, car trip. Right?
Yes. No, not a car trip. My exotic car
Driving.
driving experience.
And you're still gonna go with the
Nissan. GTR.
Nissan.
Yeah, I think. Although Kim would say, "Why are you doing a Lamborghini?"
I actually thought you would have gone. I would have picked the Lamborghini. I thought you would have, but you got a choice of what
'Cause I'm a
5
big
different
dude.
cars.
I'm the big Porsche something. Lamborghini, Ferrari, GTR. I think that's it. Four
No,
cars.
I think there might be a bit more. But anyway, get whatever you want. But
The GTR because I'm a big dude, and it's like a regular car.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
do you have to pick ahead of time or can
Yes, you have to book it.
He's
in
got to
advance.
book it ahead of
Yeah,
time. So he actually
Can't
thought
show up the
about
day of.
booking it for when we're going to Niagara
Yes, so that if we're showing up on a Friday at Niagara,
because
for the
it's down
convention.
that way.
it's in Cayuga. It's on the way.
It's only a 2-hour thing.
If I can do the car thing in the morning and then we show up at the B&B in the afternoon, life is good. Go out and do our Friday night. Let's go to the Hard Rock thing.
Sure.
Yeah,
somewhere. Would you go to the Hard Rock again?
absolutely. It's my thing.
Do you
My
like
Friday-
it?
It's my Friday night thing. That's what I do. You don't like have a tradition?
I'm not that
No.
guy.
Make one.
we're more of a throw a dart and see where
Yeah.
we're going.
Oh.
And like, right?
Because I'm only in Niagara that one week
Right.
of the year.
But it's Niagara. There's 50 other great restaurants.
sure.
And I'd like to go to them.
You have to go to the Hard Rock.
No, I'm just saying we're there for like 3 days.
Right.
The one night
Well, usually,
we
right.
like going to the harbor.
Yeah. Okay.
At what?
But then,
It's just a
right,
fun
one
thing
night
to
it's
do.
nice to do something we cook at the B&B,
Sure.
Which we've done.
which
Yeah.
I like doing.
Yeah.
And it keeps it somewhat economical.
Yep.
And then, but yeah. Like, to me, I'd be like, every time, I mean, I guess we try to get to the Olive Garden when we go to the States. So
I
maybe,
was so disappointed.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was good.
It just wasn't good.
Did you go this time?
That's a tradition. You go, and that's where you like the
I
one
think
restaurant.
there's still an Outback in Niagara.
See,
It's an
yeah.
Outback.
You didn't like it? Oh, was it?
Breadsticks were good. The salad was good. George is a fan of the salad dressing.
Oh, that's where you learned
Yeah.
that you liked
And
it.
then we all
did
got
we
almost the same meal. We got the stuffed tortellini,
But mine was like dry.
little like almost like it sat in the broiler to kind of heat it up a little too much, and the sauce kind of got that.
Oh,
But I
that's
like
not
that
good.
because it added a little bit.
And there
of, like,
wasn't enough
crunchy.
sauce. I was like,
It was not saucy, but sometimes right you get too much sauce. You're like, oh my God, a ton of sauce.
What did we go to in Michigan? Was
Chili's.
Was that an Olive Garden?
No, that was a
No.
Chili's.
so
Chili's.
an Applebee's.
Or maybe Applebee's,
Applebee's,
where they
that's
stole
what
my
it
credit
was.
card information.
Yes.
In Michigan.
Yeah,
Right.
I've yet to have a notification that my card has been compromised, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. Only used it at for gas and at the Levi's store.
Okay. So that's good.
Kudos
We
to
used
those
mine
people.
at the prom dress store and our COVID testing.
Oh, that's good.
So kudos to those people
Yeah,
for not being crooked.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good. I wonder if I reach out. We have free mental health phone number. I wonder if I should reach out to that.
From your EAP.
Yeah.
Do you think your EAP would cover that?
Probably.
There's somebody there to talk to. Be like, so I've got this podcast, and we're talking about, and I really got to thinking that I might have some trauma or some recessed feelings, and I'm wondering if you and I could talk about it.
You could have a little recorder in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And put it
Well,
onto
you
the
know that
podcast.
in Canada, in Ontario, that only one person needs to be aware of it.
Yes. So if I know
So
I'm recording you,
We can
That's all
record
we
the
know.
conversation and
I
it's
don't need to
100%
tell you.
legal.
Mhm.
So we could do that. We could make a show out of it. If you really want to.
I don't want to think about. Oh, see, that just makes me anxious too. Just thinking about if there's
Talking to the AD.
they're just answers. Answers make me antsy.
Really?
Being questioned? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. What if they dig down and they're like, "This is why you do it,"
Oh,
and I'm like,
Nobody's gonna tell you this is why. You're never gonna.
that's not true.
I shouldn't say that. Well,
It depends on the therapist. There's some bad therapists out
that's
there.
what I mean. Like a bad therapist would say, "This is why." A good therapist would make you find the answer yourself, or would help you find the answer. They
Right.
wouldn't try to tell you like unequivocally, "This is it."
right.
Because it's not like it's not like physical medicine where like the bone is broken.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
Is what
we
it
gotta
is.
set it and-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's not that cut and dry.
So back to this challenge. What happens if you guys set up a challenge and you don't finish? Is there any?
There was never any consequence to the last one, so I don't know what there would be
Should
this time.
there be? Maybe
What-
like a chest waxing or, something like that.
Fun.
So what's the so then what's the
40-year-old
reward
virgin.
if I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
through?
yeah, yeah.
Going on your podcast and going, we are
Oh, we
kings
do
of
that.
our challenge.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, yeah, that's good job, Wes.
What do you want the reward
Well,
to be?
obviously you want to wax, so maybe I don't know.
No, I like him hairy. I just think it'd be funny to
Watch,
watch you guys go
watch
through
it get
waxing.
waxed.
Lord.
I've been waxed. It's not enjoyable.
I
The
had
hot
wax.
wax, funny thing, the hot wax part is nice. It's
Coming
the-
off is not.
Yeah, it's like it's
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
soothing and it's warm and it's yeah.
I had my eyebrow done once and it made me cry.
I definitely cried. I remember
Everyone
Georgia rubbing
cries
my
with their
hand
eyebrows.
and telling me it would be okay.
So it's
What
very
did you
nice
get
of
waxed? Your
My
eyebrow?
back
Your back. Oh,
twice, never again. I'd rather shave it and have it
What
come
made
in.
you go back the second time?
Another vacation. I was still vain and maybe worried.
mhm.
You
And
wanted
then
to
I
be
was
a
like,
little less.
fuck it, I'm hairy.
You could have just shaved it.
I know, but right then it grows back and it's.
Not in a day.
I know, but waxing's better.
Have you seen him?
Yes.
Waxing is better. If you're gonna remove it, why not rip it out? Versus
Shave it
shaving
down
it.
first. Get it down to a reasonable length and then hit it.
Doesn't work like that,
No,
does it?
No.
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 I can cut it and then wax
it's
it.
got to be at least quarter of an inch.
And on sensitive areas, a little bit longer.
Go.
Oh, and there she is.
Well, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to think about challenges. I've been thinking about challenges too, and I was like, man, I pounded back the soda pop like nuts. I was like, maybe I should do no soda pop. I would miss it.
Back.
I'd miss
That
it.
wouldn't be a challenge
I've
for
cut way back.
you.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, I mean, it needs to be something that, to me,
Maybe
to be
it's
a
a
challenge.
challenge for each individual.
Yeah, but this is the thing, as you said, you felt like vegetarianism was a punishment.
It was a punishment.
But isn't that what the challenge is? If I could tell you just not to drink pop, and you're like, sure, I can go 30 days without drinking pop. Well, that wasn't a challenge.
I get it, but I mean, a challenge should be, I suppose, I don't know. I look at a challenge as not being a punishment. The challenge should be challenging. The idea is that at the end of the challenge, completing the challenge should feel rewarding, not a punishment.
I felt rewarded.
I did not.
I now continue to eat black bean burgers and tofu.
Oh,
it's
your
good
black
for you
bean
then.
burgers
See,
are
That's-
good.
I got something out of it. I enjoyed a few things.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have an issue with anything that I ate. Well, no, that's not true because some of the meat substitutes were just awful.
I
But,
think that's just
yeah.
what's available right now.
Yeah.
Or when we did it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, right? Or do you say, you need to read a book, or you need to read?
I have so many freaking books to read.
So maybe you need to finish a book.
I have like Christmas books from years gone by that I
Book
haven't
it,
cracked yet.
A book a week.
Oh,
I cannot do a book.
No.
A week. It just
No?
doesn't. No,
Oh,
I can do a book in a month.
You and I could, Michelle.
A book a month for me is.
yeah. Read a book and have a report. Here you got this fancy new way of putting slides in.
His report will be like 2 hours. Depends on how big
Dude,
the book is.
It's
if I can take a 22-minute TV show
Yeah.
and turn it into an hour and a half podcast, what can I do with a book?
Right?
He's taking a minute and a half movie
Trailer,
trailer, and it's
I've
going to
got around
be
50 slides for it already.
an hour and a half review.
Yeah, it's gonna be closer to 2 hours, I'm
Yeah, because then you're gonna have 3 conversations on it.
I've already. Well, the thing is, I'm never getting into it. I have a whole like, hey, if you have not been following the way this has come to be a TV series that starts in like.
So you break it down that it was going to be this, and then it's not going to be this, and then there was a hint that Maul was going to be in it, and now he's not going to be in it.
Yeah,
and then
I've got a whole timeline.
Yeah,
I got a whole timeline starting with, Disney buys Lucasfilm and immediately.
Same thing you did for Masters.
Exactly.
I pay attention.
There you go.
I'm watching the feeds.
Oh, did you watch that? Yeah. So I actually wrote the Star Wars one first for Obi-Wan, and then did the Masters of the Universe one afterwards.
Because I liked it so much.
Because it really worked in the whole. Like, if you haven't been following the news, here is all the news kind of condensed into one little to bring you up to where we are right now.
So, are you excited for Obi-Wan?
I am. It looks great.
Yeah.
Best character ever.
Right.
Yeah.
You excited for Moon Knight?
Yes.
Because it's got a Egyptian.
Well,
theme to
that's
it,
my
right?
thing.
Yeah.
I am super stoked for that.
But he's not going to review it.
I don't know.
We might.
I'm
never
really
know.
excited for Morbius too.
Right.
Oh my
It's
god,
soon,
I can't
too.
wait for that to come out.
I still have to go and see Batman.
Yeah, we still
I've
have to go
not
see
made
that.
it out,
I've
eh?
not seen.
Are you
Batman.
just sort of waiting until things are?
Yeah, we can.
We
get
were
it
in
done.
Peterborough one night and we thought, oh, let's go. But that's when the vaccine passports just lifted. And we had gone to the restaurant and there were so many people in the restaurant and we were kind of like, it's too much.
Right.
We
Which is
weren't
cool.
afraid to go, but it was just, let's wait till this dies
Cool.
down a bit.
Yeah.
Right. Gotten good reviews.
Yes, people are calling it potentially the best.
Yeah, and the other problem is I really struggle with this whole. I think Marvel's doing it better than DC. That it's not in the
This is not a
timeline,
part of their cohesive universe.
No,
This
it's
is
just
a
standalone.
Yeah.
but because it did so well, sure as shit, it's getting a sequel.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Just like the Joker, who's
Yeah.
not our Joker,
Oh yeah. The Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
right?
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
Yeah.
That. We haven't seen
no.
But yeah, it's like I struggle with that thought process, and I'm like, it's great that you can do that and create like that's I feel like before the MCU,
Yeah.
like this movie was this movie, and it wasn't really attached to that movie, but it was all from the same company. I was okay with that. I didn't
Sure.
need overlapping storylines.
I don't know. I think as a comic book fan, I think that
I mean, annuals were overlapping, right?
But comic books in general, especially through the 90s, all of the X titles were all interconnected. And I mean,
Yeah.
ultimately, the Marvel 616 universe, the comic book universe, has always been interconnected. It's just a matter of like how closely interconnected was it.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
what do you think? We're coming up on, oh my gosh, almost 2 hours.
You good? Anything else new and exciting, Michelle? Tax
Yeah.
season is upon you.
Tax season is upon us.
Which means you're persona non grata for the next.
I'm out after
Yeah.
this weekend.
You're going to be tired.
Dealing with stupid and away we go.
We'll all be good. I'm sure. You're pro, 5-year pro at this.
I know.
How could you not know?
I know what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
apparently the people bringing their stuff in haven't
Still
got it
struggling.
figured out.
That's
Right.
Too bad, right?
That's never.
All right. We'll leave it at that.
All
Another
right, cool.
episode down.
Another one in.
A little visit with the girls. Haven't done that in a while.
Nope. Glad you guys could.
Very low-key.
hang out.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
I guess that's it, man. Until we do it again the next time. Yes,
I'm Scott,
I'm Wes.
and you're hanging at the barber shop.
All right, see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye for now.
Hey, thanks for hanging with us at the barbershop. You can find us on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Please like and share us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter to stay up to date on all of our shenanigans. Hanging at the Barbershop is a Sawcast production.